Yes, 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 yes. Wagwan, we're on the other side. We're on the other side, man. You know, the title of the show, pretty much self-explanatory. What's the punishment for stamping on a Quran? And should Sikhs be allowed knives? Um, this is following the Sikh part is following the revelation that the three people killed in the stabbing yesterday in East London were from the Sikh community, and we know that Sikhs have historically been allowed to have a religious ceremonial. I think it's a blade, a dagger, um, and you know, it's now obviously going to call into question if it's proven that these ceremonial knives were used. It's going to call into question whether Sikhs should be allowed to carry these bladed articles. So this is going to be a quite an action-packed conversation. I'm assuming. Big up to everybody in the building. Like Saruman the White says, dress up yourself in peace and glory. Yeah, big up to man like Shizzle, Anonymous, Mr. Architecture. Have I spelled aloud wrong? Is that what you're saying? Let me see. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry. Why did I do that? It's because I was rushing to just start the show, man, and keep the energy going. Yeah. Here we go. Just wait for the people to come in. Let me find if I got a little. This is usually temporary. Wait a moment and try again. Okay, 1 second. Might as well get the panel link while I'm at it. There's the panel link. Yeah, so as you come in, just wipe your feet on the like button. You know, make yourself comfy. Grab a pew. I'm about to put the kettle on and bang one of my free ginger teas. Triple ginger. You know, say hello to someone that you've not said hello to today. There's loads of people in the comment section already chatting away. I'm bigging up, man. Let me just put this link. The link to join the panel is here. And I want to hear from some of you. Annabelle, it's been a while since you've been on the panel. Like, come say wagwan, innit? One day I'm going to get Saruman the White on here. Trust me. And all hell's going to break loose. Boom, boom. Okay. So save that. So yeah, so the link is definitely in the chats. If you want to support the stream or support an independent content creator, you can do by clicking the link, the first link in the description, which is the PayPal link, www.paypal.me/Triluminati Live. Yeah, and that takes you to the PayPal link to the PayPal page where you can drop a donation, and every little counts, just like Asda. So you get me, you know, £1, 50 pence. I will not turn my nose up to that. You know what I mean? If you want to put in a couple grand, we'd probably be mates for a very long time. But yeah, like I said, I would not be refusing that either. So whatever you can do to help a young man like me, keep doing these shows, keep on point, keep bringing out the edutainment. Feel free. All right. Where's my panelists, man? Where you lot all gone? Are they still in the other panel? Let me just check. Maybe they're still over on the other side. On the other side. Past broadcasts. True news review. Let me go. Let me see if they're still here. They might be in there chatting. Can't. No, they're gone. So I don't know where them there. Let me find a little rhythm to run. Light rhythm. Yeah. Kettle's boiling. Big up yourselves, family. Today's show is sponsored by Free Ginger. Organic tea. What does that say? A woman. Why is it not clear? That should be clear, you know. Boom. Yeah, I stepped my honey game up as well, yeah? So now we're dealing with the raw honey. Still not the manuka, but we're making it there. This is the acacia flower honey. Yeah? And we got the raw ginger in there. Raw lemon, raw ginger in there with the tea bags. Double tea bags, because you know something wicked and bad. You know what I mean? Big up to all of you in the building. Peace, love, unity. Man like Mohi, big up yourself. Man like Captain.
Big up.
Yes, Mohi. Salute to you. Hey! And what? You wanna have a tea clash, yeah? A real bad man. You can't clash me. All right, come again. Come again then, Mohi. Clash me then. Clash me now. Clash me then. I don't think any Instagram Muslim would do such an act. I hear you, man. I hear you. When this beat runs out, we'll start. We'll get into this, bro. Obviously, I'm gonna have to start with what do you mean? Jump on with another tea if you're bad. Otherwise, you're done out here. If you're one tea, man, you're done out here. I'll body you with tea, man. All right, boom, we're in. We got everyone. Let me do a quick roll call, yeah? So you know how we do. When I call your name in the chats, if you ain't written nothing in the chats, please go to the chats and write something. You're not coming straight over here. Oh, shit. You have to dig hard. What's that? What's that? White pearls. White pearls. I ain't afraid of you, you know, Mo. I ain't afraid of you. You're not going to intimidate me with your teasing us. Yeah? Come on. Day to night collection. What do you know about that? Yeah? Look how many flavors I got. Ginseng and matcha green. I got turmeric gold. I've got revitalized, after dinner, and nighttime tea. You're not ready for this day to night tea selection. Bruv, don't make me have to keep drawing for teas. I will done your dance.
What about coffee?
Huh? Coffee? I can't be matched for coffee. I'm the coffee king. I'm so bad, yeah.
I bet you don't make it as good as I do, though.
Nah. Sorry, man. Sorry. If you ain't got a coffee machine, you're gonna have to fall back. If you ain't got a coffee machine, you're gonna have to fall back. I got all these flavors. Yeah? Come on. My hot drink selection is bad. Yeah? Remember, I got the Nespresso machine as well, you know. Sexy little thing.
Yeah, I know, because I just ordered myself a sexy little thing.
But yeah, I'm falling back from coffee for a while. So yeah, let me say, Finest Wine, have you written something in the comments yet?
No.
Have you written something in the comments, like a hello or anything?
I haven't done anything.
I'm about to do the register, innit? Like, so make sure you write something in the comments.
Register?
Yeah,
hey, what's going on?
What? For the show, we do a register. So what happens is, yeah, I call your name, and you respond when your name has been called. You respond with an emoji that represents how you're feeling, or just represents you in general. Like everybody knows, my symbol is. Everybody knows serious. No, that's not.
My symbol's gonna be a daily thing, and
well, that's your business. If you ain't typed it, you ain't got a symbol.
I ain't typed shit. I didn't even know you was doing this.
Here we go then. I mean, if you ain't typed nothing, anyway, here we go. Hit the like button. 51 people watching, 28 likes. Let's try to get these likes to match. Yeah. Obviously, you're here because you want to be. Big up yourselves. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing Triluminati Live. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. What I tell people is subscribe, and if you don't like the next 2 shows, then unsubscribe. It's that simple. Do you know what I mean? All right. So here, first of all, let me go first. I always have to go first. Let me go. Right. So, Judaya here. Right. So I'm present. Let me see now. Let me see the names. Okay. Mr. Architecture. Anonymous. Chisel. Saramanda White. Annabelle Rash Trill. Rotten Potatoes with Chips. Love him. Lee Denham. Cinny. Finest Wine. Untouched Virgin. Danes Trill. All right, cool. So like that's who was on the register. Yeah. Oh, Evolve. You're lucky you lot just squeezed in there, you know. Mr. Architecture. Johnny Mandem. Oh, Evolve. So which ones? Let me see what represents you lot now. Yeah. So you lot are dumb. That is so stupid. Okay, so Finest One has done some upset kind of face, yeah. All right, you lot just represent yourselves. Baba, big up Baba. What's that? Honey, banana, and what's that? Aubergine. Terrible, man. What's that? 3 leaves. I don't know what. Why would that represent you? The angry
That's
yam
most
yam.
probably weed, isn't it? It's most probably weed.
Is it weed? Oh, can you hear the fat lady singing? Big up, Phil. All right. Let's do this. Right. First and foremost, I think I need to start, yeah. First and foremost, I think I need to start with the video in question, with the footage in question, just to give some context of what I'm trying to talk about, right? Obviously, the title is kind of should give it away to some of you, but what should be the punishment for stamping on a Quran or any holy book? Yeah, like that's in brackets, yeah, really, or any holy book. But we're going with the Quran, and we're gonna like obviously there's gonna be lots of comparisons drawn. This is stemming from a video that I'm gonna play to you now. Oh, sorry. Who's doing that crackles? Who's crackling? Is that you? Doing that crackle mic today?
No.
It's not you. Who is that then? Alright, cool. Let me share this screen. I'm eager to hear Phil's point of view still. I'm eager to hear Phil's point of view. Right. Here we go. Here we go, yo.
Yes, because we sometimes I expect you as a man, listen, as a man, this guy, bro, this one you're sitting here, yes, so what? So what? Can I ask you something? So we go to the media correct? On those times. See, when man come and see how we run away from you. So I mean, second person, this right. Man even chat to them, bro. This right, see that? See that? See when the truth comes from, man, run away from it. Hold on. You see that? Again. Give us a chance. Run for the truth. This is the truth. We worship. Let's step on the floor. Dash it on the floor. See that? See we dash it on the floor. Dash it on the floor. We just disrespect. You can take it up and put on the front, stop on it. I am going to help. Bismillah, just like you're Satan. Let's show you. I just said, one never kill. One murder. Okay, you can never do that. What harm it? Kill. See that, Mr. Right? See that, sir? See that, Jim? Bro, you can never do that to my life. You can never do that to me. Never. Well, you can never do that. You can do that. You can do that to the English translation. You can never do that to the telling you. You can never do that to me. Never, ever. This week is good.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty deep, mate. Or is it? Is it just a book? Is it the same as stamping on a Harry Potter book? Is it the same as stamping on a dictionary? Or should religious books be deemed as sacred, untouched? Should this be a hate crime? I want to hear from you. I'm going to ask Phil first because I'm looking to ask Phil first. Phil.
Well, see, I think it depends what nation you're in, really. If you're in Saudi Arabia and you stamp on a fucking Bible, then you should probably be prosecuted because you're going to cause problems. I think the same applies in England, to be fair. You can be critical.
If you're in Saudi Arabia and you stamp on the Bible, you should be prosecuted.
Yeah, I think you should. Like, it depends from culture, because you can have certain cultures can have an emotional attachment to certain books. It's not just a book, clearly, to those people, is it? It means more than that. And to be fair, if you're in England, you can be critical of the book, but if you start stamping on the book, you're going to cause public disorder. And if you cause public disorder, you're creating problems for everyone else. It's like you can be critical of certain cultures, but if you do it in a shitty way, like in a dickhead way, you can cause problems. You know what I mean? It's like I can talk about the Jewish question, or I can do it in some. Do you get what I mean? You can do it in a constructive way.
So you'd say that anybody that defaces a Bible in public should be prosecuted for what? Under what? What are we prosecuting people?
Public order offence. It'd just be like you're causing public disorder by deliberately causing problems for the greater society. I mean, clearly, there's a group of fucking Muslims there, and you stamp on their fucking book, you know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to cause a lot of fucking problems. The police are going to have to come down and deal with that fucking shit that you've caused.
Okay. What about the claims? Because I was hoping you was going to be the advocate, yeah, but clearly you're not. You're a reasonable Phil, and you keep proving yourself out to be pretty reasonable, yeah, despite claims about you. But you do seem to have a reasonable head on your shoulders. But I'm saying, what about claims that this is all part of freedom of speech in Speaker's Corner?
No, it's not freedom of speech. Like, see, there's a difference between freedom of speech and a call to action or causing a public disorder. This is like me going into a fucking cinema and saying, "There's a bomb in the cinema," and then when everyone starts panicking and shitting themselves, I go, "It's freedom of speech. It's your fucking problem. It's your fucking problem. It's freedom." It's like, no, dickhead. You've got freedom of speech, but if you cause a public fucking disorder, we've got a right to say, "You're a dickhead. Stop it." You're going.
But he didn't cause a public disorder.
He could have, though. He fucking could have.
That's a big could have.
Yeah, but we need to stop people. We need to stop people from doing shit like that because of what will happen. We know damn well that if you that Muslims have obviously got an attachment to that book, and you can be critical of the book. You can, even if Muslims weren't in the fucking country, they're still gonna have their own fucking nation. And if English people were being just completely hostile to Islam to the point where it causes problems for England geopolitically, we can't have that. So we sort of have to say, listen, you can be critical of Islam in a constructive fucking way. Okay. If you do it in a retarded way.
Even if there was no Muslims over here and it was a strictly British country, you still think that British people don't have the right to throw the Quran on the floor? Or shouldn't
No, they don't have the right to throw the Quran on the floor.
All right, cool. So let me ask you a question now. Just it's a bit leading, yeah? But how about when we send 50 Tomahawk cruise fucking missiles through the ceiling of a fucking mosque? Yeah, because we seem to care. We seem to care about about the Muslim book, the Islamic book, but do we care about Muslim people?
That's a hypocrisy. Yeah, it's like
It is, right?
listen, don't fucking stamp on the book, but we're going to send some fucking missiles.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, we shouldn't do that either. That's the double standards of our government is like they'll say, yeah, we love Muslims, we love diversity. Hold on a second, I just need to bomb the shit out of Iran. Listen, we're anti disorder. We're all about peace and accepting people. But if you don't give us fucking oil,
we're gonna bomb the fuck out of you. That's what I learned from. That's what I learned from 9/11. That's what I learned from all these wars. It actually dawned on me from 9/11. I'm like, hold on, this whole time, my probation officer's telling me, well, look, Jediah, you cannot solve your problems with violence. Yeah, you cannot. Do you know what I mean? You cannot react with violence. It's you know, we're civilized people. This is not the done thing. And I'm like, do you know what? You might be right. Then I turn on my news and it's like, yes, we are going to Iraq to bomb the fuck out of them for something we think happened from that came from Afghanistan. I'm like, what's going on?
Right, yeah. Well, that was just because Saddam Hussein started getting cocky. At one point, he was like a CIA, like British fucking plant. And then he started saying, "Oh, okay, I'm going to start nationalising the oil and go off the petrodollar." And we went, "You fucking not, mate. If you get out of our little game, you are fucked."
Yo.
But going back to it Islamically, Muslims shouldn't be tied to the book, especially to the point where you're going to start inciting violence. Do you know what I mean? If someone's trying to provoke you on purposely, are you going to literally give them the reaction that they want? Like, I understand Islamically, according to the Quran, God is the person who judges the person, right? I understand that. But the people is what hold the feeling towards that book. So it's the people that you got to worry about, not actually the Quran and what Allah is going to do to you.
All right, respect, Mills. Let's put it into this content, yeah? It was in the park. Everything coexists into Speaker's Corner, not outside of it. What he did, throwing the book to the people who, you know what I mean? When you say don't attach the people to the book, people are attached to it. People spend from their fucking learning how to speak, reciting the fucking Quran. So let's be real, bro. People are attached to it. So when we say, but I'm trying to deal with everything in the confine of Speaker's Corner, meaning that, you know what? Ashley, again, I said it earlier. He was too in himself. He was flamed up. He was in his emotions.
But this is what I'm trying to say.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
The person to the action.
Let me give you an example, and I want to put this to Phil. Phil, loads of people love Harry Potter. Millions. There's dedicated fans, fan clubs, and all sorts, spin-offs and everything. Yeah. Should there be punishment for me going outside of a Harry Potter convention, yeah, and saying J.K. Rowling is a shit writer, Harry Potter is full of shit, and burning the book in front of them? Because I could. Do you agree? I could get a violent reaction.
You could do, but there's a difference. Let me explain. It's like, let's say I got a photocopy of your family and then made a picture of it, and then I stamped on it in the park and said,
"Someone said that already."
Fuck your family. You'd be, admittedly, you could. If someone said, "Well, it's freedom of speech. You should be allowed to criticize this," but it's like, fuck off. There's a difference between.
No, I do agree. No. I agree, Phil. I think someone said, "What if they ripped a picture of your mum?" I'll be like, as long as it's not my personal copy, yeah, and then I'd be more pissed that they had a picture of my mum. But say she was public knowledge and they just had a picture and they printed it off. Like, I don't have a legal right to say, oh, well, no, because, you know, I'm going to react in a way.
Yeah.
It's hard to control yourself. When someone's doing that, when they've got a picture of your family, they're deliberately trying to get a fucking response out of you.
Let him finish his sentence. Same Phil, man, when he's finishing his sentence. You do that too often, Rambo. Like,
see, the thing is,
indication you're going to speak, and then let the person finish their sentence. But don't keep overlapping them with, go on.
See, the thing is, if we don't get control,
Phil, And when you do that, no one gets to speak. You get me? Sorry, Phil. That's an example.
So the thing is that we do have to draw the line because it can go to stupid levels where it's like you can't fucking stamp on Harry Potter, Harry Potter.
So where's the line?
Well, it's difficult to draw. I'd say if it's clearly the case that, like, if it's a picture of your fucking family, then clearly someone shouldn't be allowed to fucking stamp on it. Because
What do you mean? It's a picture. No, Phil. We can't go down this road. It's a picture. No. Because look, we go round. Yeah, we go round. We demonstrate. We're gonna get a picture of fucking Theresa May or David Cameron or Boris Johnson. We're gonna turn their eyes red. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna wear them a mask. We're gonna make them look silly. We're gonna give them a pig nose. Like defacing the image of somebody just because they're related to somebody else should not be illegal. We wouldn't have spitting image. We wouldn't have all this satire. I mean, no. Like I just don't. I think that is a slippery road.
In regards to public order, though, we do have to recognise that, especially faiths, in regards to like religious faiths, people have got incredible attachments to those fucking books, and especially in the same with someone's. It's very. I don't know where you draw the legislation, but fucking. Yeah. I think it's better than just allowing people to say, "I'm gonna fucking burn the Quran outside of a fucking."
Don't go to a Michael Jackson memorial or concert because you know them fans are super fanatic. Don't go there and protest against Michael Jackson or deface the image of him or burn a picture because that's a public order offense. I think that I don't agree with that though. I don't agree. I think it is.
So if someone's going there, if they're going to Michael Jackson concert and they're like, he's a fucking kiddie fiddler. It's like, mate, I respect your freedom of speech, but you're causing a fucking problem here, man. What happens if they fucking write?
No, because no. Because you're not causing a problem. You're saying your opinion, and some people can't handle it. If anything, you're giving me more reason to ban Michael Jackson concerts because those people are proven that they can't control themselves in a real world setting. In a real world setting where not everybody loves Michael Jackson, they're gonna they're gonna go ape shit, and we can't have people going ape shit just because they love a superstar. Just like we can't have people going ape shit because they love a certain amount of pieces of paper with printing on it. I gave an example and said, imagine if this guy Ash, now this is me playing the advocate now, yeah? Imagine if this guy Ash went and printed up his own Quran, as in word for word, the pages of the Quran, he printed up himself. Then he put them between two pieces of hard board, yeah, written the Quran on the front. Technically, that is the Quran. You telling me he doesn't have the right to do whatever he wants with that, whenever he wants?
Okay.
Because somebody else cares about it.
I think he's got the right. I think he's got the right to do it. And actually, I've just thought about this. If you're in Speaker's Corner, which is a designated place for freedom of speech, it's implied that shit like that will happen.
But is that speech? Is throwing a book on the floor and stamping on it? Is that speech? Or is that action?
Freedom of expression, isn't it?
Expression.
Freedom of expression, yeah. But like, if you went outside of a mosque and did that, I'd be like, fuck off, mate. You go to Speaker's Corner and do it. You can go Speaker's Corner and say any shit you want, fair play. But if you go outside of a fucking mosque, you're being a dick. You're causing loads of problems for us. Stop fucking doing that. Go Speaker's Corner, have your chat, jump on the fucking Quran and Bible, go fucking ape shit. Do it there. I think it's about location, really. I think that's why I like England, because England, we have locations where you can express yourself properly without being a knobhead. You know what I mean? Like, I think the same applies to the Michael Jackson concert. It's like, don't fucking do that, man. You know it's going to cause a fucking riot, and then you're going to walk away and say, oh, it's just freedom of speech, while you've got loads of pissed off fucking Jacko fans, fucking moonwalking all over the place and shit. You know what I mean?
Johnny Mandem is saying, what the fuck? It's just a fucking book. Stomp, ejaculate on it, or just bun it. Who cares?
I mean, other people do care though, don't they?
Yeah, they do care. Yeah. I mean, personally, I would not be doing it. I mean, I respect books, full stop. But I have said, I did tell the story that when I was a youngster, I was a teen, and I was in jail. There was a time where we couldn't get Rizzlers into a certain jail because I was too young to be able to buy Rizzlers. Yeah. And I used a bit of Bible. I did.
Yeah, I was well.
Do you know what I mean? But that's just as. I mean, what is sacrilege?
I think it depends on See, the thing is, it depends on the religion, doesn't it? Because like the thing is, Christians haven't got that much of an attachment to the book in regards to.
So now it's good. So it's cool for Christians because it's just Christians. But when it comes to, is this the same with being able to do depictions of prophets and stuff like that? Like, Muslims don't do depictions of their prophet, so it should be illegal for us to do it too because it will upset Muslims. Is this
No,
like?
it's not because it's because it'll cause a public fucking disorder. Like the thing
Whose
is,
fault is that then? Who? I mean,
it's their fault. It's the Muslims' fault because they're fucking pussies. They can't deal with the fucking criticism. You know what I mean?
okay.
I mean, admittedly, we've got to take two fucking stances on this. We either say, listen, Muslims, this is the way our fucking culture is. If you don't fucking like it, you can fuck off, right? This is just the way we express ourselves. But also, there's a line where we have to say to people, yeah, we have got speakers corner. People are allowed to fucking jump on Qurans and everything. But also, that doesn't mean that you can just go to a fucking mosque and start burning Qurans. Because there's a line where it's like, you can criticize Islam, jump on the fucking Quran, call the Prophet a pedo or whatever. But if you do it outside of a mosque, it's the wrong fucking place, man. You know what I mean? There's a time and a place for criticizing people. That's all I'm saying. Excuse the noise, my cats are running around after each other. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, Rambo, sorry, please take it away. Sorry to interrupt you earlier. Go for it, Rambo. Let me hear your perspective, brother.
I was just saying from the off, it's because it was in the confinement of the park. That's where your freedom of speech is. All of that other bullshit, what Phil was saying, what goes on outside the park, that's when the fucking is dealt with the law. But bro, all sorts of bullshit happens at the park, regarding to all the hype. All I'm saying is this, that Ashley was just in his emotional stuff. You understand? And if he goes to the park next week and fucking police decides to say to him he's banned, he's banned. But I ain't signing nothing, and I'm not, and I don't wish he gets nicked or anything, but bro, he just has to know himself. He can't be too up in his emotions.
Lee Denham says he thinks burning flags is way more provocative.
Yeah, it is. I think that's provocative as well. Like ultimately, I think
you should be banned from doing that too.
Not in the. See, that's the thing. I think in England we should have places where you can express yourself, like Speaker's Corner. I think in Speaker's Corner you should be allowed to burn fucking flags, do any of that fucking shit because it's a designated place.
All right,
where you can fucking express yourself.
I've got an excellent fucking point now, man. And this just came to me. It's a bit sad, yeah, but it's a fucking point though, yeah. What happened to them white folks that on bonfires night made the effigy of Grenfell Tower and burnt that? What happened to them?
Well,
right.
Yeah,
so they got arrested, right? Public order offense, right?
Yeah, I think it is because this is like me going to a fucking person who's just had their kid murdered and going, ha ha, your kid's dead, your kid's dead. It's like, no, you've been a dick, man. We're not America. We don't have freedom of speech. We're civilized.
Oh, we don't have we don't have freedom of speech.
No, we don't. We shouldn't. We shouldn't have freedom of speech because it can go too far. You can get people who can make a Grenfell Tower fucking effigy, which could have caused a fucking riot, man. That fucking fire could have caused a fucking riot to the point where it could have cost the taxpayer millions and millions to fucking repair.
Oh, but that's money. That's money, though.
Not just money, but a lot of fucking emotional distress and physical violence and shit. So it's like, to keep the peace, we say, listen, you want to express yourself in a certain location. If they'd made that effigy in Speaker's Corner, I'd probably be okay with that. I'd say, listen, this is Speaker's Corner. It's a fucking place where
I reckon they would have got smacked up. I actually genuinely think if they did that in Speaker's Corner, I don't think people would have held their shit down as much as they did with the Quran being stamped on. Is it even fair to draw a comparison between a holy book being stamped on and the effigy of Grenfell Tower being burnt on bonfires night? Is it? Because we do Guy Fawkes all the time.
I think it's worse. Like, it's worse to fucking burn an effigy of Grenfell Tower because we're dealing with real people who died, and obviously people in the area or related to those people. I don't agree. I don't agree with it. It's like, listen, if you want to be critical of Grenfell Tower, if you want to say fuck those people, I don't give a fuck if they died or whatever, you can say that in Speaker's Corner. I don't give a fuck about that. I just think it's about location. You should be allowed to express yourself in designated locations. But
but then that's just like, listen, you're too logical for that.
That's
Phil.
fuckery. That's
Phil,
fuckery.
no, 1 second, Phil. You're too logical for that. You're saying we should have some fantasy border of where it's okay to say things, but like a minute down the road you can't say it. That's fucking bullshit, bro.
Yeah, but we don't have freedom of speech in England. We have a civilized fucking country where you're expected to conduct yourself in a way. We're a civilization. We're not like America. Americans are retards. They're allowed to say whatever they fucking feel like wherever they want, and that's why they have fucking riots every fucking 2 weeks and people shooting up schools and stuff. You know what I mean? Because they're off.
That's a bit far to say. We have people shooting up schools over here too. Dunblane. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, my point is that we don't have freedom of speech in England. We do restrict speech because certain speech we don't want to allow certain people to say certain things because it's either wrong what they're saying, it's immoral what they're saying, or they're going to cause problems that are beyond the scope that they could fucking deal with. I could easily cause a mass riot in any fucking community. It's quite a load of white people could go to a black community and say anything they fucking feel like, and it could cause a riot, just like black people could.
I don't think it should be illegal for them to come and say what they want to say, but they're just gonna have to deal with it. I mean, we got provocation laws. Yeah, that's one thing. We got provocation laws. So there's an extent where the judge will take into consideration that whether you was being provocative or not to elicit a response that you got. But then they're going to check the proportion of the response and they're going to gauge it. I don't think there's real guidelines as to say what is the proportion of a response. So this guy here, you don't think he's not broken any Speaker's Corner laws? You don't?
No, because he's in Speaker's Corner. He's in Speaker's Corner. That's the key thing.
So there are no laws of provocation in Speaker's Corner.
I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be. You
telling me there's nothing that can be said that you think, right, he deserves to get fucked up for, or that shouldn't be allowed. So if we get somebody coming into Speaker's Corner advocating for pedosexual, like a group of men saying we're pedos, we like 6-year-old boys and girls, and we're here to defend our right to do so, and
no, I don't believe in absolute freedom of speech. No way.
You keep shifting.
Okay, just no freedom of speech then. No freedom of speech at all.
So then,
we don't have freedom of speech because, as you clearly pointed out, if someone was advocating pedosexual laws, this country would say, "Fuck you! You can't say that anywhere," and that's right, isn't it? Really, I don't want them talking about that.
To be fair, it's on the BBC News. It's on whatever our faces.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with freedom of speech. I think that the English culture has been a culture that we've basically forced people to conduct their fucking arguments in a certain way. I believe if you go to Speaker's Corner and you're being a knobhead or you're not being logical or rational, I think the police should kick you out. I think they should say, you're being a fucking brainlet, get the fuck out of the box. I'd go that far, I would. You know what I mean? I'm not in favour of freedom of speech. I think it's a silly idea. No one's in favour of it. I mean, you're not in favour of absolute freedom of speech, are you, man? I mean, I'm not. No
Mr. Architecture says, so stamping on the book with God's name written on it. See, this is where we get the problems. When you start telling me that God's name is written on the book, I'm just like, yo, like, don't you?
Yeah, God's name's Bible, yeah.
We can't, like, I don't know, man. I actually hear where Phil's coming from. And to be fair, I think I'm more into the thing of it's antisocial behavior. It's bad behavior. And it doesn't encourage a cohesive society. I get that.
Yeah.
But where we get to the point where we can make a law about it, it gets a bit sketchy because they may say, okay, but Phil, you saying that you want England to be 90% white is against freedom, is against the cohesion of the nation. Therefore, it should be illegal. And I would fight for your right to say that.
I know, yeah. See, the thing is that we've never had freedom of speech anyway. It's always the case that those in power dictate what people can say. It's the extent at which they regulate speech that's the problem. It's mainly they mainly regulate speech in regards to the the fucking impact that it'll cause. Like obviously, the only reason why people could make the argument that you can't stamp on the Quran is because Muslims will spaz the fuck out and go mental. Just like
Exactly. But isn't
Yeah.
that a good enough reason?
probably it's like
Yeah, so
obviously
that's what I'm saying.
Obviously, it should be the case where any Muslim that comes into Speaker's Corner, we should say, listen, you're walking into an area now where people are going to fucking stamp on your Quran. They are going to talk.
No,
shit.
no, 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 no.
No.
You can say to them, you will be offended, be prepared to be offended. But
Yeah.
even that is within reason.
What reason? Whose reason? What reason?
Well, when you go to court and they say something like reasonable doubt, this is what I'm asking. Who decides what is reasonable doubt?
The jury decides.
Yes, or a jury of your peers or the judge or whatever. Like someone makes a decision, innit? A human being or a group of human beings make a decision on what is reasonable.
Yeah, but they do based on what's moral at the end of the day.
but
No.
I see you, Mills. I'm gonna swap out and let you jump in.
freedom
Go
of
on.
speech is not freedom of action, is it, bro? Like he threw a Quran, he never went and fucking did a whole heap of fucking mouth service and lip service. He did an action. So what you
100%,
saying,
right.
Phil? So what you saying, Phil?
Just wait a second,
Hold
Rambo, but we've got to
on,
remember,
man.
Islamically, he's
So what
not
you
a
saying to me
Muslim.
now?
He's not a
So what
Muslim
you
and he's
saying to
throwing
me
it
now?
out.
A man could take a cross to the park and burn the cross.
Yep.
No. Because
That's what you're not saying. You're saying about, oh yeah, the man's, he's allowed to step on the Quran, he's allowed to step on the books, and he's allowed to do this. Okay, then where you go draw the line? To a man go bring a cross into the park and burn the cross. Is that allowed? Because you're talking about burning fucking
But
flags.
don't the KKK do that though?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. So I'm saying,
do you know what I mean? So where we're going with this?
So I'm saying, what is KKK's belief, bro? They're fucking Christians, bro. They're like,
Okay then. Well, I think we should limit freedom of expression. Like you're not allowed to burn shit or stamp on
freedom
shit.
of speech ain't freedom of actions, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying,
look,
I
he's not
agree with you.
Muslim. This is what I don't understand how Muslims are getting angry. Is he a Muslim and he's stepping on the book?
I'm saying this. Don't cut me. I'm saying this, yeah. Go to the park in Speaker's Corner. It's freedom of speech. What you do, like, fucking. My man threw fucking water on my man yesterday. Could he do that? Can Isabella fucking rip chuck fucking
coffee
over fucking Jupiter?
What? Good point.
Like it's all actions. My man.
No. Wait, it's not a good point. No, it ain't a good point. No. Wait.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said good point.
All sorts of shit went on in the park.
Rambo, I don't know why I said
saying.
Rambo.
Freedom of action is not freedom of speech. Speech is about freedom of speech, bro.
Rambo.
Not freedom of action. And that's where.
Hello, can any of you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I said it's a good point because it's a shit point. Because this guy took his own property from his person and stamped on it. Yeah, and people are offended. Jupiter got coffee thrown on her without making physical contact. Now, the argument is that Jupiter intimidated Isabella to the point where she threw the coffee. That's a bit of a lame argument, but that's someone's argument. The argument for Ralph throwing the coffee over Leicester is that water over Leicester is that he was heckling or whatever, which was bollocks. Ralph was clearly in the wrong there, and Leicester had every right to try and retaliate or to be angry about it. Every single right. Bob the Builder was totally wrong.
What about when Bob the Builder put his hands on Leicester?
To restrain him, to stop him from getting... I think that was right.
Pushed him.
I think that was right. Even though he didn't have the information that he needed, I think it was right to try and... His attempt to try and stop a physical conflict happening between him and Ralph, I think that was right. Pushed him away. Yeah, stop that. Because you turn around and see someone trying to throw water at another person.
Hold on.
Wait. You turn around, try to throw water. You see someone trying to throw water on another person, so you intervened. Yeah, and I think that was correct. That was all he done.
Within what is regarded as reasonable, he pushed him about a mile away.
Oh, bruv, allow it, man. Lister weighs about 5 stone, and he
exactly.
It doesn't matter, man. Come on, bruv. He didn't hurt him. He pushed him away. Lister wasn't upset about. Lister was just like, yo, I'm in the right. You ain't seen what I want. Lister wanted to just protest and let man know, no, he threw water on me first. Now, was Bob ignorant afterwards? Yes. Of course he was. But his initial reaction, I get it, man. Like, I get it. I wouldn't have done it personally, but that could have been acid. Who knows, isn't it? So I get that.
Good point.
Let me just get Mohib to say something. And after Mohib, I want to hear from Finest Wine, please. Yeah? Mohib.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Yeah, walaikum salam. Big up yourself.
Yeah, cool, man. Do Finest want to go first or anything like that? It's nice.
You go, and then I'll bring Finest in after.
All right, cool, man. So Jed, I wanted to ask you, bro, like I want to keep it within like the context of what happened, but you know when you decided not to be somebody who kind of tears up books, steps on books, how did you come to that conclusion? Was it a book that told you that, or was it just something that you decided yourself?
When I decided that I wasn't going to be someone that
you know, like similarly, I have the same viewpoint, but like I don't treat books in that way.
My respect for books came from my upbringing. I was taught to value books. I was taught books are special. I was taught even if you don't like a book, don't destroy books. Like this is my upbringing. Do you know what I mean? So, and like I said, till today, I hold books in a high regard. I respect them. There has been times where I've done things to books and I'm like, or I've thrown away a book and it's felt mad. So I'd rather give a book away, and I have books in my collection, in my possession, that I don't agree with the contents. But that makes that book even more special to me.
That's you know, so like what I was trying to get to is that it seems like you've come to that decision and you've not been kind of instructed. But me as a Muslim, obviously you can appreciate that my religion it comes in the form of a book. So, you know, I also place the same value that you do, but in a slightly different way. And also, the brother Ash is somebody I consider like somebody people of the book. So, you know, I just wanted to, like, I hope that he kind of shared that same sentiment, and maybe he does, but he was trying to prove a point. That's the negative side of what I have to say. But the positive is, like, you know, like, I'm just surprised that no one's mentioned Deep in this conversation, because, like, I think there was what caused Ash to do what he did was the fact that he was kind of antagonized, you know, into.
Nah, I'm not having that, bro. Come on, man. You don't get antagonized at Speaker's Corner to stamp on someone, to stamp on the book. You don't get antagonized. All that Deep said was, you're shook off Shamsi, you're running from the truth. That's it. And my mum said, what, the truth? And took his Bible out and threw it on the floor.
No, but I disagree. That's not it, because when I say antagonized, I mean that I think like Ash proved the point before he did what he did. He basically said he showed a verse of a translated version of the Quran. He asked Deep to swear by it, and because Deep didn't swear by it, he proved the point that then it shouldn't mean anything if I drop this Bible or drop this Quran and I stamp on it. It shouldn't mean anything to you. So for me, I kind of understood the thinking behind why he did what he did. I may be wrong in kind of surmising this. This is what the thing that I've got to. But when I mentioned Deep, I mean that's the same brother that was on the that was the same brother that was on your show. That, you know, we were all saying is maybe like needs a bit of sleep, and that's the same brother that like was messaging me, telling me like thank you and forgive him for like the way he kind of treated me in the past. He actually did the day before he went to the park, and I said, you know, let's have a conversation, bro. And then obviously he went and did that, so I didn't have the opportunity to kind of just say like, you know, relax. Maybe the park isn't the best place for you to be, because when I was getting feedback from people, it was like, you know, maybe Deep is. Because Deep was advising a lot of Muslims not to be at the park and saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be here," because of, like, I feel like it's this sensationalization that happens that makes people like have to be up in arms about something. So, like, me personally, like, I don't feed into that. I don't care if no Muslim stands with me, but this is and it's not popular opinion, but this is my opinion, and I just think that let's take things into context. And Deep, if you watch Mr. Rax, that like, he was walking around like antagonizing a lot of people. And look, I'm a Muslim. I would never throw a Bible down. I'd never throw a Quran or a Torah down and do that. But the same way, like the brother Mills was saying, like Ash is not. He's not tied to the same things that we are as a Muslim, you know. So Like, what if?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so
I
like,
agree with that.
yeah, so I don't know. Like, I feel, and Phil, Phil, you know, on this kind of discussion, like, and me as a Muslim, I don't need you to back me up, bro. I'll rather you saying, get me. Thank you.
It's not about backing you up. It's about.
I don't need nothing. You can call Muslims dickheads as well. So,
no, but I don't believe. It's not about backing you up. It's that I don't believe in freedom of speech. I believe that speech should be regulated. I do believe that people should be conducting their arguments in a specific way, and if they're doing it in a rational way, then they should be stopped.
Likewise, so Phil, you might not be aware that I'm banned from the park for 12 months for exactly what you said, but still fair. So sometimes I feel like you can't win whichever way you go. So it's like a lose-lose, isn't it? It's a double-edged sword. So again, I don't appreciate your comments. Like, if you're saying that Muslims have to take action or decide or have a viewpoint on it, then stay out of it.
I think it should apply. It applies to Muslims as well. Like if Muslims just go into the park calling people infidels and shit like that, I think they should be stopped from doing that as well. So, you know, I'm not in favor of freedom of speech. I never have. I believe in regulated speech. You know, I'm a fucking totalitarian. I believe that everyone should conduct their arguments in a very specific way.
Sure.
And then if they don't, then they should fuck off.
In the park, right? I read about the ethos of what it's about, and I understand its ethos, and I do believe in freedom of speech. I do. I think everyone has.
Well, I think it spirals out of control because see when people were talking about freedom,
it's out of control. Because as a Muslim, if I say you got to believe in this book, you got to believe in this book, wrong. And then if I say freedom of speech, it's wrong, isn't it? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but when the Enlightenment philosophers were talking about freedom of speech, they were living in a time of the fucking Renaissance where people were highly intelligent, living in aristocracy, and it was filled with fucking European philosophers who were talking about freedom.
Yeah, brother, all due respect, without taking it there, remember that when it was our golden age as Muslim, you were in the dark ages, and
I haven't even talked about that. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that fucking the Muslims had a fucking.
I don't want to take this anywhere else. I just want to say that.
Doing that shit. I'm not even doing that shit. I'm just saying that when people in the West had the concept of fucking freedom of speech, they weren't considering the state we're in now, where your average person is a fucking idiot who will just set fire to shit and say retarded things. Really. They were.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same as democracy. When they dreamt up this system of people voting, they never thought it would be for everyone. Like slaves didn't get to vote.
No, like Aristotle, Plato's and Aristotle's democracy
is
incredibly limited. Like when democracy was conceived of in fucking Greece, talking about it was only applicable to people who'd served in the army above the age of fucking 25. They were all fucking aristocrats, really wealthy, were well versed in philosophy. They weren't talking about fucking plebs like me. They weren't like they weren't saying you can vote. Like, fuck off, you can't vote. Obviously, this is a very limited democracy where wealthy aristocrats fucking vote. Who own land, who were not slaves, who were not poor. So yeah, democracy is a load of bollocks. When people talk about freedom, democracy, liberty, it's a load of bollocks. It can go too far. Clearly, I don't believe in any of that.
Phil, would you say, Phil, that a lot of this freedom of speech bullshit comes from people idolizing or like aspiring to be American and dreaming up this right that they have to freedom of speech, which is not accurate at all?
Right. So let me just come in.
English.
Steer it. 1 second. Let me just steer this. Yeah. Ultra Funky, did you want to add something specifically? I'd like to hear your perspective on this. What's the punishment for stomping on the Quran?
To be honest with you, brother, first and foremost, big up yourself every single fucking time, my brother.
Come on.
Red Pill, come on. Yeah, just take a minute and let Red Pill, that name, just let it sink in for a second.
Yeah, how do you know that?
See what I'm saying? Just let that sink in, innit? Like, big up Millsy every fucking time. Khan, Mohib. I'm not sure who the other guy is. Right. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me be honest with you. Initially, yeah, as an atheist, shots fired, right? I thought to myself, what's the big fucking deal? It's just a book, man. Behave yourself, grow up. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna move it forward. Give me a second. I'm going. Yeah. But then I thought to myself, hang on a second. If it was an album full of pictures of my children, would I feel the same? And then my attitude changed. Then my attitude.
Say that again. Sorry.
Picture of his children.
I thought initially I thought to myself, oh, fucking grow up, man, stop being babies. And then I thought, raw, hold on one second, fuck's sake. Then I thought, would I feel the same if it was an album full of pictures of my children?
Who cares?
And then but wait, my attitude.
If it was
changed.
your album, go on.
Yeah. If it was my album of my children,
and that's your property.
Yeah, but I thought to myself, would I feel the same? My attitude changed slightly, and then I thought to myself, hang on a second, wait, no, I still feel the same. It's like that person has done something to try and make me angry, and it's my choice as to whether or not I'm going to respond with anger. Jedi, fuck's sake, I need to move this bus. Just give me 1 second, Jedi. Hold on one second.
Double back. All right.
I was talking to my Muslim brother. Yeah, and my Muslim brother is
before you go, Mills, I just want to see, because we have a lady on the panel. I just want to see if she had a perspective. So I'm just gonna tag her in and see if she's gonna say something. Yo, finest wine. She's gonna act like she can't hear me because she don't want to add to this comment. Yo, finest. Yes, finest wine. What's your opinion, please?
I think it's a bit of a sticky one, man. It's well rude and out of order. I'm not even Muslim. Yeah, I just feel like there's a line that gets drawn, whether it's at Speaker's Corner or in the main street, and I just don't think things like that should be allowed, whether you're at Speaker's Corner or not, because you're blatantly offending people. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so you don't think you should be allowed to offend people? Remember, they say offense is always taken and not given.
No. So this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's a hard one for me because, of course, say what you want, do what you want, behave how you want, but there should be severe consequences then for these actions. So if you want to be majorly disrespecting people, if they decide to smash your face or report it to, do you understand what I mean? It shouldn't just be like, oh yeah, I can just go around offending anyone and there's no repercussions.
So let me ask you a question. Yeah, I want to just test where you're at with this. This guy, where is he? This guy stamps on the Quran, yeah, and someone just turns around and bangs him straight in his nose, breaks his nose. Knocks him out. He's banged his head on the concrete and he's out cold. You think that's justified?
If that's what the person that got offended felt to do, then yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
If that's their justification.
So what about if somebody calls me? What if somebody says, "Well, Jesus is just a man and Jesus isn't God," and I feel offended by that? Can I punch him in the nose and break his nose in Speaker's Corner for that?
Well, if you're going by your feelings, then what other course of action do you have to take?
Why are you answering for finest wine?
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Finest.
Yeah, so if that's what you felt that you needed to do, then by all means, I'm for doing whatever you feel you need to do. Just be prepared for whatever consequences are going to come to you after those actions. Do what you feel's best for you, innit?
So for somebody doing a non-violent action, you feel like it's all right for that to be responded to with violence?
No, I don't feel like it's all right. I'm not saying I'm not saying that action makes it right, or I agree with that. Someone doing something non-violent and then that other person makes it violent. What I'm saying is, if that's the choice the person receiving the abuse feels to do, then by all means, do what you feel you need to do.
Is it abuse though? To stamp on the book, is that really abuse? Honestly,
I wouldn't say that's abuse. No, you're obviously just touching some very close nerves. You're upsetting very religious. It's a personal thing. What he's done is a personal thing. Do you understand? Even for me, I'm a non-Muslim person. I have no ties to Islam at all. Yeah. I feel that was very rude. I find that quite offensive. I'm like, oh, okay. Watch your back when you're going home type thing. Do you understand? That's just my personal thing. I found it quite a bit like that was very harsh. Didn't need to take it there. I felt like he most probably did that because he was trying to get a different type of reaction. So you got to watch people like that, man, because what's really his agenda? You got to read between the lines sometimes. You understand?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
With permission of the panel. I want to ask a question to Jedi, yeah? Somebody who's actually lived through something that not a lot of people live through, and he's got like an insight into this situation, which is very similar. Yeah, Jedi? You're following this.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
A man called Tan come up to you and to your face tried to incite violence from you by calling you the word we all know what he used. Yeah.
Say it, man.
Right? There's no point me repeating it.
All right, cool.
Now what I'm saying is, you showed massive restraint in not responding because you didn't want to give him the pleasure, maybe, of being able to trigger you. You wanted to show him that, listen, I'm bigger than this whole situation. You think you got me, but you ain't got me. Yeah. But what I'm asking you is, how many other people that witnessed that said to you that I personally wouldn't have been able to stop myself?
Loads. I told each and every one of them. I told each and every one of them that it was wrong. That was. I
believe that it's wrong as well. Don't get me twisted. I 100% back you, and I back this little Asian brother for not doing nothing. I'm not condoning violence at all. What I'm saying is, should we not be judging it by how the person feels about it, rather than what the thing is that's being abused, whether it's a word or a book or whatever? That's irrelevant. The fact is how the person takes it. So if you have to go up in front of a judge and you're explaining to the judge, Your Honor, yeah, I was disrespected in this particular way. If he looks at it as you're just one person with one point of view, with a subjective opinion, I can't really justify you being violent. But if you can show the judge that there's millions of people that feel the same way that you do, and if this guy is left unchecked, yeah, it could lead to further violence, and he should be made an example of. Surely that's the point. That if he's banned from Speaker's Corner, it will be because he's proven that he has the intention to incite violence or provoke people unnecessarily, yeah, and that he's irresponsible and he shouldn't really be allowed that luxury of having freedom of speech at Speaker's Corner, regardless of whether it was the Quran or not.
I disagree, Khan. It just shows that the simple fact that his intelligence levels are really low. Yeah, that he thinks by stepping on the boat that he's going to incite violence.
We know the guy.
And as a Muslim, you need to restrain from that, and you need to know that So if I step on the Quran now, you're going to be upset with me. Obviously, because I'm a Muslim, it would be, because I should be showing respect to the Quran. But if I'm not Muslim, I don't need to show respect.
They're doing it with the intention of provoking.
One sec though, yeah.
It just shows their intelligence, right?
I feel like I agree. I agree a little bit with Khan when he's saying that. At the end of the day, this, for me, I'm seeing this guy's got a hidden agenda. Do you understand? Stepping on the Quran. So maybe there should be some type of clause or some type of something that
there is incitement.
That if you are coming there to provoke, or you know, there's like a hidden agenda of like violence.
Wow, I couldn't disagree more.
I feel that maybe you should be put on a little ban for a few days, a few weeks or so, to show you that you can't come, because yes, it's a personal thing. Everybody should be able to control themselves. They should have that level of intelligence where it's like, I know you're trying to provoke me, so I'm not going to rise to the occasion. But unfortunately, not everybody's that strong in life. Not everybody wants to be that person, and some people do, and they're not there. So I feel like.
Let me ask you a question. Do you not understand that what you're explaining is a slippery slope?
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I can't understand how, like this to me is a big no-no. Yeah, because if you're not a Muslim, are you or should you be obligated to respect the Quran the way that Muslims do? Yes or no?
No, but what I'm saying to you
is,
okay,
this is the thing. Hold on. But this is the thing. Wait, hold on. If you're not a Muslim, are you required to respect the Quran?
Not at all.
Right. All right. Hold on a second. If a Muslim understands that someone who's not a Muslim doesn't have to respect the Quran, you're armed with that knowledge. Like, you're already armed with that knowledge. So if someone chucks the Quran in the air and fucking on the way down does a fucking header into a goal, it shouldn't piss you off, because that person isn't required to respect your shit.
Okay,
Whether this
they're
person's
not
trying to
required.
trigger
All
you,
right,
Yeah, well, I
hold
think it's
on,
wait a
hold on.
second.
Whether this person's trying to trigger you or not, whether this person's a massive cunt, or whether this person's got a fucking super secret agenda to try and fucking shit all over fucking Islam and all the rest of it, right? That's besides the point. If he doesn't have the fucking rules and regulations that are idiosyncratic to Muslims, right? Whatever that person does, you're supposed to be ready for that. And remember,
yeah, but you're supposed to have a logical argument. See, the thing is
But can I answer back? Sorry, Phil. Yeah, I understand everything what you're saying, Ultra, but I just feel that.
oh, big up yourself, by the way, Wine.
Yeah,
Sorry,
bless
babe. I
up
didn't
yourself.
hail you
No,
up.
no,
Sorry,
no.
my
Bless
bad,
up,
my bad.
bless up, bless up. I agree with you, but however, yeah, this is why maybe why people like this guy is around doing disrespectful things, because we all know I have no ties to Islam, so no disrespect to Islam doesn't really get. I don't. It could have been the Bible. I've still, like, it's not gonna make me very, very angry. I'm gonna be very thrown back by it. I'm gonna be like, how disgusting! What type of person are you? Just generally, but I feel like, especially at a place of Speaker's Corner, that's what I wanted to interject on you. What I'm saying with Khan, I slightly agree with him, where there should be some type of clause where that you have to conduct yourself in a certain way and mannerism in that corner, because not everybody is at a certain place in their life mentally where they won't result to violence. There's many people in life that would never result to violence. Do you understand? It's like a 50-50. But I feel like when you're coming to a place like Speaker's Corner, it's a very, especially, not trying to pinpoint, but the Muslim people, the people that are very in with their religion and they are for Islam, they could be, now you've made yourself a target. Okay, more for those Muslim people, for getting so offended, especially if he's not a Muslim man. But there should be some type of clause where you have to conduct yourself in a certain mannerism and behave a certain way. And if you don't, you go on a probation period. And there should be some type of procedure to prevent these things from happening, because why in a debate, this is a grown man, he's most probably a granddad ×2 minimum. Do you understand? Yeah, look at him, right? A grown ass man of his age on a Sunday. Why can't you just debate in a reasonable manner? Why do you have to be so nasty and disrespectful?
No, fine. I hear you. No, but fine,
he's showboating.
No, but not even that. Listen,
let Ultra, please.
I hear what you're saying. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I know this is gonna sound weird, right? But I'm sorry. Like, what makes fucking life worth living is variety. And I'm sorry, sometimes we need nasty little prick cunt fuckers, right, to pop up so we can measure what we as a society believe is proper behavior, right?
Yeah,
so
they need to do it though.
Wait, let him finish, please.
Yeah, no, I have to finish. I've got to depart in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Yeah. So basically, yeah, these horrible characters from time to time need to pop up so we can look at them and say, rah, as a society, we need together to decide what behavior is acceptable. What I'm not comfortable with and what I believe is slippery slope is this whole, we can't do X, Y, and Z with the Quran or with the Bible because some people might be upset. I'm saying, listen.
Ain't some people, it's millions of people.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. The numbers don't mean anything to me.
Yeah, it does matter. Yeah, but it does though.
No, it doesn't.
Because there has to be police. Looking at a situation, there has to be police by the police.
Listen, it only matters to you. It matters to you. And what I'm saying is, all right. Let me ask you a question. How many Muslims are there in the world roughly?
whatever it is we're talking about, does he have the right to do that at Speaker's Corner?
Hold on. 1.8
where it's a
billion,
police situation,
right?
the police have to preempt
than there are Muslims.
if this guy has made himself a target.
Yeah.
The police have to know that.
This is the thing, Khan.
What do you mean?
Your rules are idiosyncratic to you, no one else.
No one's asking for special treatment.
I gotta go.
No one's asking for special treatment.
Yeah, it could apply to.
Actually, like, don't you see that? Like, there's people at the park that are propagating a religion which comes from a book, yeah. But at the same time, we need everything written down on paper, what we can and can't do. I just think like you lot are preaching this high moral standard, but you can't even do basic stuff like respect each other's space and speak to each other with a bit of humanity. Like, I just think it's completely a joke. What I won't do is vilify people. Muslims are outraged, but hold on, bro. Muslims are outraged. Yeah. We have to be outraged. I'm not going to subscribe to that. What I will say, is,
100%.
Ash, yeah. Like, from what I know, yeah, he's I really rate him as a Christian brother, and I think that in hindsight, I don't think he'll do it again. And I think that's important to understand because, like, I'm telling him, Ash, wherever you are, bro, I'm a Muslim, yeah, and in my faith it says go to the people of the book. Now, if I see the people of the book behaving like that, bro, like it makes me like not want to take what.
Sorry to cut you. Did you watch the same video that I just watched? Because he wasn't provoked. It seems like he come there with a plan to do that. The way he was holding up the book, walking back and forth with it, turning around, doing all that showboating. It was all like a build-up, like
allow that,
Tyson
man. Why do you do that, Khan, man?
I'm telling you, I'm saying from my opinion.
Listen, if we was in a court of law, which we're not, if we're and I think we need to set up a court thing, yeah? That's the next thing we're going to do. After Extremely Balanced Advice, we're going to do like judge and jury show where I'm the judge, you guys are the jury, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, Khan, I'm going to tell you, Khan, hell to the fucking no. Are you allowed to contaminate my jury's minds with that fucking conjecture?
No one's objected.
There was nothing.
As a judge, you can't say nothing.
There was nothing factual. Hold on. Hear me out. There was nothing factual about what you just said. You said he looks like
doesn't matter.
What?
Yeah.
It looks like he clearly planned it, and he was walking up and down with the book. We all watched the video. I didn't get that. There's no evidence on that. He pulled out the book. It looked spontaneous to me.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, he's on a rampage. He's ranting and fucking raving, and he's just gone one step too far. And he's like, "Fuck this, butt up," and he's thrown it down. And you know, I just feel like
pause the video, bro.
For me, I just feel like he might have not left with the intentions to throw the book down on the floor. I can't say that he left his home or wherever with those intentions, but clearly he got so out of control, he just decided that was what he was going to do. Now, that's why I'm saying at somewhere like Speaker's Corner, where tensions are very high, it is of mostly predominantly religious talks that take place and disagreements on books and things, there should be some type of clause where people think certain things are just out of the question. I just personally don't think throwing a book, any book, it doesn't have to be a Quran, any holy book, anything that you know at Speaker's Corner is going to really rustle the feathers of other people, just like when that guy said whatever he said to you, Jed. You're strong enough not to take that, but there's people that's in your corner that aren't as strong as you and wanted to do something. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, just off the back of that, I am not basing what I'm saying right now just on the Quran that he threw it. I'm just saying generally at Speaker's Corner, there should be some type of clause where people, if they say the wrong thing,
no appealing to emotions. What it comes down to is that I believe that the way people should conduct themselves, not just in Speaker's Corner, but in life, everyday life.
Yeah, but we can't take it that far and say in everyday life. No. Do you know why? Wait. One sec. Sorry, Phil. Yeah, the reason why I'm saying we can't go as far fetched as everyday life. It would be amazing if everybody could conduct their everyday life in that way. That's just not the way it is. Do you understand? And I'm a fucking perfect. One second.
One sec, Phil.
Yeah, I'm a perfect example of that's why it would be great if everybody could be like that in their everyday life, but some people just can't at the moment, or they just don't want to, whatever the reason may be. So at Speaker's Corner, I do feel that that is important because tensions are high, people's emotions are running wild, people are going Speaker's Corner from a week, from Sunday, last Sunday, they're waiting for Sunday, next Sunday to meet Mr. Johnson. Because I got signed to say to Mr. Johnson.
But the joke thing is, though, that's what it's there for.
I know it's there for that.
So,
cool.
Wait, Con, yeah, because I haven't said a lot for a while. I've been listening to you guys, yeah. Definitely, Jed, I agree. That's what it's there for. But then where does the line get drawn? Because, okay, I'm just going to do something hypothetical, yeah? Cool, this guy, done that. Later on that night, he's found stabbed outside his doorstep. Yeah? Now, that would be his own business. And the person that went that far is definitely their business. But because there's no clause and there is nothing in place to stop people from stepping out of line, just like when that guy spoke to you or that guy did the throwing the Quran on the floor, because there's nothing to protect these things from happening, it could spiral out of control. God forbid that man's dead outside his doorstep later on that night or even the next day. He's now made himself a target, whether that matters to him or the people in Speaker's Corner or the police in Speaker's Corner. I just think it's very stupid. And I'm very somebody out of the box in this situation. If you guys know anything about me, I'm not really in the religion topics like that. I'm not at Speaker's Corner all the time, getting involved, getting on the camera, but I'm very aware of what goes on. And for somebody like myself that's very out of the box, but very in tune with what's going on, I just personally feel that there should be something to protect everybody at Speaker's Corner from idiotic people and to protect the people of themselves that can't control themselves to do something idiotic to the idiotic person. Because it's very hard to say, because then it feels like, oh, what about in everyday life? Everyday life, you should know how to conduct yourself. That's your problem. If you do something out,
Phil's agreeing with us. Phil's actually agreeing with us.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
No. I'm not saying you're disagreeing, Phil. I'm just saying the only thing I kind of disagree on is just when you're saying about the everyday life thing.
Well, let me explain. Right?
Everyday life, like we have to follow the code of conduct. We don't need everything in terms of, we don't need our life program like that. So we don't need everything.
No, we do. No.
Right, let
Phil say something.
Hold on, bro.
We can wait. We got time. There's plenty of time. There's no rush.
Yeah, listen, I'll get out to pause the video because at one point, just a few seconds, Phil, bro. A few seconds before, what Abe did is he showed that his shirt, it says Muslim on it. I designed that shirt, you know. That's
okay, wait. I just, not to be rude, Mahib, is it?
Yeah.
Please just let Phil, because I want us to all stay together in the conversation. It's a good topic. It's very diverse, a lot of different opinions, but I just would like Phil to touch on that bit, because he's not actually disagreeing with what we're saying, but I just want him to elaborate.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, because ultimately, I don't believe in freedom of speech. I believe people should follow the laws of logic and the laws of how you should debate with people. If you're in Speaker's Corner, that's a place where people are trying to express their ideas and have a discussion with each other. And the way it should be done is devoid of emotion. Now, when that man stamped on that book, that was an appeal to emotion. And that's illogical. You don't get anywhere. His argument wasn't proven true by the fact that he stamped on the book. If anything, it just caused an emotional response.
Yeah,
I believe Speaker's Corner and any type of argument that you have with people should be based on facts and reason.
Yep.
If you start being irrational and trying to trigger people's emotions, I think that should be banned. Even in the park, if someone's deliberately trying to use an emotional argument.
Yeah, but I think it's quite sad that, like, you know when you deal with human beings, unfortunately, emotions is part and parcel of that, isn't it? So, like, we're not robots out here.
Of course, people should go. If we're talking about England has a culture, not of freedom of speech, but we have a culture where if someone is being irrational, we correct them and say, "You're being irrational. That's an insult. That's an emotional response. You should conduct yourself in this way." That's the way we do it.
Phil, give me 1 second. Phil, give me 1 second, yeah? I want to say, from a point of view of a Muslim, even though finest ain't a Muslim. If this was a court and Jedi was the judge and we was the prosecution, I would be more than happy to have that as our closing statement and rest on what you and both her have said. Yeah. And I like to add to that is that as Muslims, we're not asking for special treatment. Like, this is all a straw man. We're not asking you to respect our book. But what I'm saying is, economics is the highest science. That is a police-run area. This guy has made himself a target. Police have got two choices. They will either have to increase their police presence or focus on his protection, or simply ban him from the park. Now, if you're a responsible person who's not looking to cost the country or the police force or Speaker's Corner any extra funds or effort, yeah, you would be responsible enough not to do what this guy's done. By doing that, he's proved that he's irresponsible and, in my view, forfeited his right to come to Speaker's Corner. So if he does get banned, yeah, I'll be more than happy, and I'll say call it a quits. No violence, no attacks, no one turning up at his doorstep burning whatever on his doorstep. That's all bullshit. Yeah, it happened, like you lot said. Let's take it as a spur of the moment thing. Let's take it that he's not going to do it again. However, he has made himself a target that the police now would have to increase their presence to ensure his safety. So for the sake of the park, he needs to get banned. Simple as that. That's my closing statement.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
All right, so you lot defend him like we.
Wait, you know what? Let me talk because I haven't spoken. Let me. You can't. Let me speak a minute because you got this bad habit of talking over everyone, fam. Right? At the end of the day, the man shouldn't get banned. He didn't do no violence. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't. As that, he got up in his emotions like people do. We're humans. He got up in his emotions and he done something that obviously is distasteful. At the end of the day, it wasn't planned. I don't think it was planned. But you know what was planned? When people was coming up against Jedi, that was planned. How about that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no one said, none of the Muslims there got banned from the park, did they?
100. And also, like, I definitely have to express that. Like, look, this, like, I think the movie Top Angry Men, so, like, I'm not gonna vilify this person. I agree with what you said. I agree with you on many things. However, you know, like, protecting him, like, that's down to, like, it's preventative measures, isn't it? Like, he might get attacked. We don't know. But I know what I do know of Ash. Yeah, what I do know of him is that, like, he's somebody that has been very respectful to me as a Muslim. And I feel that he tried to prove a point. Yeah, maybe he went too far. In fact, I think he did go too far. However, again, hindsight's a beautiful thing because, like, I'm not here to vilify people. And I think that he wouldn't have done what he did. You know, Abid, like I was going to say, I asked Jedi to pause the video because Abid was promoting something. It says just Muslim. That is a brand that I designed. Yeah. And what it's got, like, you know, like when it comes to notoriety, I've been on Crime Watch, so Speaker's Corner is nothing to me. But what I'm trying to say is, like, there's people out here that, you know, believe that they represent something, but that, like, it's not even the core intention of why it was created. So what I'm saying is, like, as somebody who is a Muslim, like, we're not judge and jury here. We're not. But yeah, we are the jury, actually. We're not.
All right, Mohib, let me just make one point.
Can't stop now.
No, I Khan, you got to wait.
What Becca said, he said nothing happened to the Muslims.
Yeah, and I also think that Jedi is a bad example to use because Jedi is someone who can stand in the face of all the Muslims in the park practically chasing him and him not doing nothing. So he's a bad example to use. But I tell you, yeah, I've been in that park and I've faced certain hostilities. And sometimes you don't act in a way that is according. So we can sit here and judge, yeah, but, like, I've made some mistakes in the past. And I would hate to think that, like maybe it's because people have said, you know what, he's actually like that. Or maybe giving me the benefit of the doubt to make me think, you know what, actually humanity is right, because, like, I don't like this finger pointing. Like, again, I think it's very important to understand. Like, Ashawara, like, in the chat says, it's come up where he said, like he doesn't believe in violence. So, look, man, like me as a Muslim, yeah, I have to follow a lot of guidelines, hadiths. Like, I have to follow a lot of things. I don't want my whole life regulated by rules because there's basic shit that we should all know. Some basic shit.
Oh, you're in a police-regulated environment.
Can I ask you, Mohib, then, yeah, especially where you are actually a Muslim brother, what do you advise? Like, what would if you had powers for the park to make rules and regulations for Speaker's Corner? for this act taken away, it sounds like you kind of know this guy a little bit, or you're affiliated with him somehow. What would your advice be to prevent acts like this, to prevent him from being in danger? What would you advise them? What would you propose?
I did actually say, like, I actually said, Ash, if you're listening, like, just think about, from my perspective, you're there doing Christian dawah. In my book, it says go to the people of the book. So I just want you to sit on that and think about that, and then maybe like you probably not do what.
No, but sorry to cut you, yeah. But just like Judge said, yeah. Imagine we're at court. So we're not at court. We're in the office now of the corner. We're regrouping. We're having our team meeting about last week's about Sunday just gone. Mr. Whoever his name is has thrown the Quran. What do we advise, guys? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna say in this team meeting about this gentleman that did what he did on Sunday?
Yeah, sure. I think
what's going to be the repercussions for this gentleman? Is there going to be any, or is it?
Yeah. I would say I'm concerned that there's going to be reprisals. Yeah. Because I've seen people online talking about man needs to stamp on his face and man needs to do this. I'm concerned. So based on that, I think that we should advise him before he even comes to the park to maybe stay away, give him a warning. But in terms of his actual freedom of speech and his rights, we can't ban him for any period of time.
Perfect. You would say a warning, so you would have a warning procedure. Mohib, what would you advise?
I like this.
Khan said something quite important where he said, like, look at the economical factors, look at kind of policing and stuff. And genuinely, I place value on what he said. However, like, I think it's important for Ash to clarify the situation. And like, I'm not telling him what to think or say, but like, hopefully
clarify.
But remember, we're at a team meeting here. You got to remember, we're at a team meeting right now.
Yeah.
And we're the staff. Now, Jedi said he recommends this gentleman. We get in contact with him. We give him a talking to and give him a warning. And this is it. He's got one warning for his
stay away for his safety.
Right. So what would you advise? A ban, a warning, nothing? Don't even contact him. What would you think?
I'll speak last. You lot speak. Go on.
Same thing that got him into the problem, which was the video that was put out and how people have a point of view, i.e. that puts him in danger. I feel the same way. He should use that opportunity to clarify and say, you know what, I went too far. And then that way, I guess anything that goes against him or any attacks, it will be unjustified or it'll be wrong, right?
Could I make?
Sorry, I would just
go on.
Nah, because anything he's already done the action. We're trying to prevent him causing further harm to himself or whatever. But the action's done. That's out of our. If someone sees him on the roads, it is what it is.
Second of all, that wouldn't. Sorry, 1 sec. Yeah, the reason why I'm just going to cut you and let you continue, because that wouldn't be an option. Because how are we going to get this guy to do a public announcement?
Yeah, for example, like you have
a public announcement to apologize, that's going to be physically impossible. So this is either the options are, I'm going to give the options, the options are we don't contact him and we just leave it because it's so-called freedom of speech and it's the park. He gets a warning, he goes on probation for 3 months, or he's banned from the park.
Sure. And look, I'm somebody who's banned for 12 months. Remember that,
Yeah, let me just add to that when we say ban from the park, we don't mean forever.
No, but for 12 months for something that if you listen to be like, what the fuck? Like, you shouldn't even be banned, bro. Yeah,
but that's why I'm saying to you, the options, for this gentleman is either we don't contact him and we just leave him because it's the park and it's Speaker's Corner, freedom of speech, blah-de-da. He gets a warning, he gets a probation period, or he gets banned from the park for either 12 months, 24 months, etc. It's 4 of the above. Which one are you going to choose?
So, like, if you don't know, like, I highly respect what you say. However, I would appeal that there be another option created, or a few more maybe. But
give them then. Tell me.
Give them.
For example, like Mr. Rax has a amount of following, but maybe there's channels out there that have more following where that message can be put out and conveyed in the same way.
What message? An apology.
For example,
are you forcing him to make a public apology?
No, I'm just asking him to reflect and
you wanted to reflect publicly.
Can I ask? Sorry to
one second. Finance. One second. I need to, Mohib. I need to be clear. What are you asking for these channels to do?
For example, if he was to maybe go on a platform that is just like it gets kind of views as much as Mr. Rax, for example, and say, you know what I did, maybe I went too far. However,
what if he doesn't feel like that though?
Exactly.
I just want to ask.
He didn't seem like he felt like that when he was there. It didn't seem like.
Wait, Mohib, yeah. Sorry to cut you, yeah. I must be getting annoying for you, right? But the reason why I have to keep cutting you, yeah, because we are an organization, yeah? So we're all adults, so we know what that means. This is a business that I'm running, yeah. I'm running this business of Speaker's Corner now, yeah. I don't have the resources or the time or the money to go and contact Mr. Stacks and then, okay, the procedure is we give, what's that guy? I'm just going to call him the Quran man, yeah? Mr. Quran man, he can admit to me that he's going to do this apology, then I've got to give him a certain amount of time. Then if he doesn't do that, what's going to be the next procedure? There's no resources to cover that. That's just physically impossible.
I really respect what you say, yeah, and I agree, and it can't be the case for everyone. However, this brother here, he's really close to Mr. Rax. He could just turn around to Mr. Rax and say,
but we don't know this as an organization. We are people that we're just in an office. You've got to play the game. We're in an office.
I agree.
Yeah, we're in an office. And this gentleman has done this. The police has told us that this gentleman has done this. Now, what are we going to do as the people that control Speaker's Corner, and we are in charge of banning people, we are in charge of giving people warnings, we are in charge of reminding people about their behavior and the way they conduct themselves. What are we going to do with this gentleman? What are we going to do?
I understand what you're saying, and that's why I said that the solution here for me is not a solution that fits all scenarios, and I know that usually is the best course of action, because then obviously one rule fits all is always the best way. However, I would say that in the reality of the situation, he could easily turn around, go to Mr. Rax, and he can rectify it. So that if
that can't be policed.
All I'm asking,
you need to Mohib, sorry to interrupt you, brother, but let's take it for granted that the police are strict.
The reason why I think that fruit can come from it, because he's a Christian, brother. And
doesn't matter what brother he is. He could be whatever brother. That doesn't mean anything.
Sure, I understand. But I'm saying that, like, you know, like in reflection, you would see how his actions might be counterproductive to his own religion. That's what I'm saying. So in this scenario, it has to be like a specific solution as opposed to a one rule fits all. However, I think now might be a good opportunity to actually put that in place where, holy books can't be stepped on, Harry Potter can't be stepped on. I think that might be an opportunity to do that.
At the end of the
I'm really
day,
surprised.
It's not about. Go on, Becca.
All I was gonna say is, at the end of the day, like,
what would you give him? What would you give him?
Ashley's a reasonable sort of a guy from what I've seen. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for him to act like that, it's out of character.
He's a wild man.
Sorry.
I interrupted you. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're right.
Like, so at the end of the day, I reckon if you just go to him and speak to him on a one-on-one and just say to the guy, look, what you did last week, it was disrespectful. It was uncalled for. Okay, we get you up on your emotions. You just need to pull him to the side and speak to him. I'm sure he will turn around and go, do you know what? Yeah, I fucked up, innit?
Yeah, but in our office, I can't pull this guy to the side. There's no resources. I don't have any staff to employ to contact him and pull him to the side.
I mean, at the end of the day, why didn't the police get involved that day?
Okay, they didn't. All right, but we're at the office now. It's Monday, and we're talking about this guy. What does he deserve? A warning? A ban? A probation?
I reckon probably just a warning. I don't think you need to ban him.
Right, so you would give him a warning, yeah?
I probably would more likely just give him a warning and go, look, don't do that shit again. Do you know what I'm saying? Done.
You really made me laugh with your office scenario.
I hear that with the I think the banning thing, when man talking about banning, I would say look, for the safety hold on, I would say for the safety of the park, I think you should take like 2 weeks off just to let things die down a little bit. because you know there's been online reports. Oh, there he goes. He just done it. Yeah. There's been online reports of people maybe intending to harm you as a result of your actions. Yeah, and we don't really want that to happen. So we're asking you to stay away from the park. You're not banned, but for your own safety, we'd advise you to stay away from the park for like 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And then come back. But the whole thing of making a public apology and that, dead.
Nah, that's dead.
Because listen, you're not going to convince everybody that you're remorseful. Some people are going to say you're apologizing just because you're shook of what may happen. Some people are not going to accept your apology. It's long, and you might not be remorseful, and we got to take that into consideration. He might not give a fuck.
Yeah, he might just do it just so he can go to the park.
Get me? He might be like, what?
I was going to say, I think out of what I said, he should have a warning, but it comes with probation period. I think something like on that level, because it's speaker's corner and tensions are high and flared, I would push to put him on, even if, say for instance, it was like a 3-month probation, I would say give him at least 2-month probation, because people slip up. Do you understand? If it was a genuine accident, he'll refrain from doing something like that ever again. No, but because I'm listening. No, the reason why I'm saying if it was because I'm listening to other people say he's not generally like that. He just got a bit too angry.
No. This is why I went to interrupt Becca. Yeah,
right.
Because
that's why I said
that character analysis of Ash is like, okay, like Ash is like he's fiery.
Right.
Like
so
he's
this is so
fiery.
therefore, off the back of that,
he give me a hug, bro. The Muslim,
but wait,
bro, it doesn't mean that he can't give you a hug.
Can I finish,
when it comes to talking about religion, yeah. Hold on, Mohit, stop.
What is
Mohit,
this?
Stop for a minute, yeah. When it comes to talking about religion, yeah, Ash is fiery, yeah, and he's raw with it. He's raw, loud voice, rare. So let's not front.
Off the back of that, and even if I didn't have that information about him, I would definitely say this gentleman has to go on a probation period for the protection of the park, so that we don't have to hire more police and pay for that service, yeah, and literally for himself. Because
let's see what the police said to him. Because you know what, I didn't realize the police didn't look like they said much.
Don't give a shit. They're like, yeah.
That was his warning. We're saying, why didn't he get a warning? That was his warning.
Was that his warning there?
Yeah.
What man didn't get a warning, fam? See what I mean, bro?
Mo, no one cares about you, bro.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
No one cares about Mo.
About the person, innit?
Let's. You know what? Let's watch the scenario. Let's let it play out. I want to just see what the police said to him. Yeah. Should we do that?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just see them.
After Ramadan, you can go and kill the Palestinians. The political people. Okay, cool. So mission okay, so then you go. So you go to the Quran and say, oh, let's start about it. So you can go to show the Quran. Yes. I say, why the Quran says this? Yes. Because we shall see. Yes. I expect you. As a man. Listen. As a man, this guy. This one you're thinking we are ashamed. Yeah, so what? Can I ask you something? So we go to the with the Quran. Does it say anything over the world? Does it say anything over the world? The third. What does that mean? On those times. Does Allah change? See, when man come and run away from you. So I mean, second person, Mr. Right, man even check the gun. Mr. Right, see that? See when the chief comes from, man, run away from him. Hold on, let me answer this. See that? Again, wait, give us a chance. Give us time. This is when you worship. That's up on the floor. Dash it on the floor. The justice system can never do that.
Yeah, I have to admit he didn't plan that. That was just spur of the moment.
I can do my hair for
Thank you again.
Yeah. Tell him over there. Tell him over there. Tell him over there. If you take it up on the front of the first one, I am going to help. Bismillah, just like you're Satan. Let's show you. I just said, Muhammad never killed. Muhammad murdered a lot of people. Muhammad killed. See that? Bro, you never do that to me in life. You never do that to me. Never. You never do that. You can do that. You can do that to the English translation. You never do that to telling you. You never do that to me. Never, ever. These niggas put it. Why is it? You understand? Why is it?
Yeah, he's on violence. Personally, yeah. Do you think that the conversation should still carry on after that? Do you think that it's right to keep having the conversation, or do you think that should have been the end for a Muslim to be like, you know what, you disrespect my thing to that level?
Yeah, he shouldn't even want to be near the guy. I don't even understand why he's still near the guy, and he's still. You're not gonna do no violence, so really, there's nothing to say. He's done that. You didn't really. I don't know what he was saying because obviously I don't understand, but that's it. It's done, isn't it?
One of the things he did message me. He said when I spat in front of Raspet, it probably wasn't the best thing to have done, and in hindsight, I wouldn't have done it. So I'll rest it there for you anyway.
Who's that said that? The guy that is in the video.
The little Asian guy with the hood.
That guy.
He said what?
So why the fuck didn't he spit in this man's face then?
That's what I'm saying.
What?
So you know, I'm telling you that people were texting me the night before this about when he came on the show, he was just thanking me for kind of just giving my point of view. But he basically said that, you know, when he spat, like when Raspek was walking, like he spat on Raspek's feet basically. He said that in hindsight, I wouldn't have done that, and I regret doing that.
Okay.
So he should.
I think personally, somebody was blaming Abid, and I'm gonna say no. Abid had no blame in this. He conducted himself well. He held it together. He did feel triggered. He held it together. Maybe if the man then moved to him, he would have jumped in. But that's conjecture. But all I know is he held it down. My man said to him, "What are you trying to bring violence?" Because obviously we're saying you couldn't do that to me. My man said you're trying to bring violence, and I actually got to rate the way Abid held it down. I'm just wondering now, should he have continued to stay engaged in a conversation?
Not at all.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, Abid's a young brother, and I do rate how he's done it. And also, like, you have to consider a few days before or a week before he was on your show, and people were bringing up things like mentally unstable, hasn't, you know, go watch the show, bro. Like, so considering all that, yeah, I do rate him. But then if you watch the whole stream, you'll see that it wasn't just this brother that kind of got provoked. It was on a few occasions. It happened a few times.
He shouldn't have continued talking to him because all he's doing is winding himself up. At the end of the day,
yeah,
carry on talking to somebody that has annoyed you or whatever the situation may be, and you're unsettled towards them. Especially, this guy's all up in people. Like, that's why Speaker Corner is a bit crazy, because people are all up in your face and that.
Yeah,
man's pointing in his face.
Yeah, the thing is,
you know.
Yeah, people get very passionate.
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
in that environment, and you're dealing with religion, and you feel like your religion is kind of, you know, being provoked in that way. People react in
Afghan, I've not heard from you. What, you've been on the whole panel all this time?
Well, I didn't get a chance to talk.
All right, come in.
Man, yeah, big up.
But basically, I mean, you know, this obviously is what he did was quite offensive to many Muslims. But you got to understand, by the standards of British law, that book is that Ashwari. What's his name? Ashwari or so, is his kind of property. So if he wants to throw it in the air, he's entitled to do so. But I'm quite astonished at the reaction from various people towards, you know, Ashwari, but they don't show this kind of energy towards, let's say, Bilal or Suleiman, talking about kafir this, kafir that.
No.
So
we're exploring.
Oh, okay.
We're exploring.
Oh, sorry.
We're exploring the idea that some books are sacred. Do you believe in that? That literature is sacred? Is there a book that I should be banned from defacing if I own it?
You know, a book is just words written on paper. I think the person as an individual is more sacred.
Okay.
Let
me ask you what your standing is on me going to Afghanistan and burning the Afghani flag.
Well, in my eyes, you can burn whatever you want, but you'd be lynched if you did that by majority.
But the lynching is wrong, correct?
It's 100% wrong. Okay. It's backwards.
Okay. Afghanistan is actually a good example to use. Afghanistan, you know, it's a place where anything that was remotely kind of Islamic was burnt. So they're people burning.
That's true.
Like bookstores and stuff like that. So I think I have to agree with the brother in that sense. Like, why is the selective outrage kind of happening? But you know, my first point was when I first came on the panel, I said, Jedi, like, how did you come to that conclusion? I just think like when people appreciate that these books have a certain sentiment, even to themselves or other people, like it's not a clever way to behave, is it? It's childish, you know?
Yeah, but if you look at that whole incident, you could see that guy does have this kind of tendency of this. Is it called Bilal or what was his name? The guy with the hoodie. He tends to have this tendency to wind people up with his continuous. He repeats the same things over and over again, and he gets at your face. And
isolate this situation, then yeah, like I do respect the way he conducts himself in the heat of the moment. But if you watch the whole stream, you might actually appreciate what you're saying. Like I appreciate what you're saying because he like.
It's not just him. It was the Somali lady as well. I mean, she, the kind of chubby one. I mean, she was heckling James SC not long ago. So if you got two of them at your face, and Ashwari tends to be a very overly emotional religious man himself, so he was trying to make.
Sorry to cut you. So if he's that emotional, I keep hearing people say he's like a Christian or whatever.
Sure.
No, but I'm trying to.
Is he a Christian? Yeah.
Hebrew.
No, what
I
I'm
think he's
trying.
a Hebrew Israelite.
He's right. So what if someone threw his book on the floor like
The
that and
King
stomped
James Bible.
back?
That's exactly
What
what I
would
just
he?
said in the
What
comments.
would he do? How would he be acting if he's very
But
emotional?
all these religious, you call them preachers in that park, tend to have this tendency to, you know, in the spur of the moment, or when their point isn't being expressed properly, or people are not receiving their point, they tend to become very boisterous and loud. I mean, there's one guy who keeps going around saying Muhammad's a paedophile, you know, with the glasses. And if no one listens to him, he tends to scream really loud. So I think it's a habit there. I think it's like a
Yeah, but what I'm
subculture.
asking you is that if that guy's book got thrown on the floor, what would he be acting like? Because you just said he's very an emotional person.
I wouldn't know. I mean, I can't really predict. So you'd have to test it yourself. But I know that people wouldn't be giving him death threats. As I mean, you mentioned, he's receiving reprisals of some sort. That they're gonna deck him in or go to his house. I mean, someone was mentioning
I don't
that.
know.
I think it's clear to see, but at the same way, like, you know, I think it's important not to say that all religious people are like this as well, you know, and that can kind of antagonize people as well. His name is like Ash. From I know it's slightly longer, but you know, Ashwari is an Indian Hollywood actress, so that's what I mean. Like, I feel like when we convey stuff, we have to be mindful about how we convey stuff and make sure that it's true to what they believe or what they feel. So I think, yeah, Finest Wine, you're right. I think if he was to ponder on what you just said, then maybe he'll reflect and come to that conclusion that I was kind of hoping that he came to. See?
Yeah, he should just, you know, he's either gonna be, I don't give a fuck, I did it, so what? Or I'm really sorry, I was angry, or he might think, God, yeah, if that was me, I'd be trying to knock them out. He seems like he's very
you seem very like,
passionate with his debates, up in people's faces and pointing. So God knows what he'd be acting like if that was his book that they just stomped on.
But 100%, you just said it there, like God knows, right? And I feel like no matter what people do, you know, we got the law there, and if he's done something illegal, then he has to kind of face the consequences. But like, I believe that, you know, like people deserve a chance to change. That's why, like, you know, when like Jedi saying that he's like this sort of person, I feel like maybe that's a bit unfair, cause, and especially for Jedi, like I feel like he judged the most in that way. But Ashawara is somebody that like has shown me nothing but kindness, and he taught me a lot about the Bible as well.
My argument is, yeah,
I like the fella. Sorry.
that's right. That's right. My argument is now, yeah, at the end of the day, if a Muslim brother threw down the King James Bible and did exactly what Ash did, would it be getting as much attention as this right now? I don't think it would. I don't think anyone would pay it any mind.
No,
that's irrelevant.
Because Christians are
Christians are soft. That's not
Christians are soft. That's why. Because Christians are soft and they're pussies and they don't ride out for their religion. That's the kind of perception that people have. Hence why you can have the gay Jesus on Netflix and this and that, and like only people in Brazil actually kicked off. Like, and yeah, the perception is, oh, Christians are just like liberal and, you know, turn the other cheek. And then when it comes to Islam, they're like, oh, don't say this about Islam. Don't say this, eggshells. So maybe Muslims are doing a good job of forcing people, because you know what people say, innit? They say it's, who's got the feedback? You know what people say? They say respect comes via two ways, fear and adoration. So if they make you scared, if people make you scared to talk about their thing, then you end up respecting it because you don't want the repercussions. Maybe Christians should take a leaf out of Muslims' books.
Absolutely. And Becca, what you said,
well said.
It's 100% relevant. It's very important that like people think about that, like what the shoe was on the other foot, and we should always think about that.
Definitely.
Is there anybody that wants to add something? Because okay, so we talk about flags. Do we flags are on the same level as holy books? Do you believe there's a holy book? Is there books that literally should be should there be a law to stop people like Ash doing what he done? That's what I want to know.
No. They shouldn't be. And the difference between a flag and a religion is a religion is a much wider group of people of various nationalities, while a flag is isolated to one group of people.
No, it's exactly the same thing. Like there's some people who don't subscribe to religion that might feel patriotic, and for me, if you're gonna burn someone's flag, it says more about you and wanting to offend people than like I think these.
No, what if it's not wanting to offend people? What if it's wanting to express your disdain for something? Not everything is about, oh, you just wanted to offend. No, I wanted to express myself. I wanted to bun up do you know what I mean? The Nigerian flag, because I wanted to burn the Confederate flag. I wanted to burn, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I wanted to burn these books because I think Islam is an oppressive religion. I think Christianity is an oppressive religion. So I wanted to do a mass burning of these books that are oppressing my people all around the world. You telling me I'm trying to offend you? No. I'm trying to make there be less of these books that oppress my people.
No, that's reality. There are people that actually think like that, and they kind of draw. They're so kind of in their rage that they feel that they want to do that. I understand that.
Yeah.
However, like for me, I think these things should be protected because of just for their own safety. The same way with Ashara, it's probably best that he kind of stays away, because if he looks around, he'll see that he's offended a lot of people. Just for his own safety, stay away. And I think the religion flags as well in the same way. Like just because like I believe in this religion, like it doesn't make it true for everyone.
Yeah.
This flag, it doesn't make it so that everyone has to.
Exactly. Everyone has to respect it. All right, then another one I want to ask you, look, because it was brought up earlier by Phil. Afghan, I want to hear your perspective on this. And Afghan, I want to know, should this be labeled as a public order offense? Public order. That makes sense, right? Breach of the peace, public order.
But did it breach the peace though? In reality,
no, it didn't. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if it caused something similar to when they all so-called tried to attack you that day in the summer, where there was a big gang following you.
Was that a breach of the peace?
Yeah, definitely, man. No, you wasn't breaching the peace.
No, not me, but I would suggest that incident was a breach of the peace.
Of course, man, because you had basically there was a potential.
The police intervened, though. They did
intervene at the last minute, though, didn't they? After you did like a marathon around the park,
fucking pentathlon. Yeah. I saw parts of the park I didn't know existed, bro. You know what I mean?
Books and everything. Yeah, that's what I would do myself. However, like I realize that, if I channel it differently, I can kind of artistically do something different. I'm saying that's not always the option. You're not just left with the option to burn someone's book or burn someone's flag. That's what ignorant people do, That's what like in certain countries, because they got no argument. This is how they convey the argument. We know, like, anyone with a bit of intelligence knows that, you can burn it out differently. You can kind of look at things differently and convey what you want to convey in a different way. You don't have to burn people.
Right. All right, Maku. Welcome, my brother. Glad to have you here. You see the title of the show?
Yeah.
What's the title? Read it out to me and then chat to me.
It says, "What's the punishment for?" I can't see the
stamping on the Quran.
Stamping on the Quran. Mad thing, stuff like that.
Did you see it?
But what?
Did you see it though? Did you see the incident?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. Rather than you chat blindly.
No, make it better.
Yeah. But them things, they don't affect me. You know what I'm like about them type of things. It's only a book, bro. But like, if people want to take extreme action over it, good luck with that, bro. I don't know what the ruling is, but I'm sure it's not as serious as some people probably make it out.
Okay.
Oh shit! What happened? Who done that?
Watch it.
Bless up, brother. Bless up. Matthew.
Yes, bless up, sis.
Yeah.
Happy belated
Watch
and
it.
that.
Yeah,
Watch.
I know. Yeah.
Bro, you're not even looking, bruv. I'm playing the video for you. You're not even looking.
That's how we feel.
Fuck's sake. Attention span of a sparrow. I just played it for you. Literally, just watch the thing, bro. Just so that you can give me a wholehearted opinion on the action, innit? I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Watch this. Yeah. There you go, Marco. It's as simple as that.
Wow.
No one was touching anyone. There weren't no mad. They're just having a. That's how these two debate, innit? They both loud like that, innit? Yeah. And then Abby said, "Yeah, see you running from the truth." So Ash took out his Quran. It's his. Dashed it on the floor and stepped on it.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What's the punishment for that?
Ain't no punishment. From me personally,
yeah.
Nah, there ain't no punishment. Nah, I can't even put it into thing. But as I said, people will take that personally, like they take everything else personally.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They'll fight for the Prophet, they'll die for the Prophet, they'll die for the Quran. It's just madness. Like none of these things need your protection or your thing. And I think he's trying to give an example. I got a friend who's, I wouldn't say he's atheist, but them man, they burn Bible and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact of people dared him. Like, you can burn a Bible. Like, what's going to happen if you burn a Bible? So my man just set fire to the Bible, bro. It's just a matter of...
Michael, I think what you said is really...
I'm breaking up.
These things don't need your protection. I think that's...
I don't need your protection, bro. It's just a book, man.
Do you think he should get a warning at the park or something?
No. For what?
No.
Nah, I just feel that some people will take offense to it, and their reaction, you know what I'm saying, might be like detrimental to man. But other than that, bro, I don't see why anyone should take it personally. Still,
you see that what you're saying is not popular opinion. So what I kind of disagree with is that if somebody gets offended, right, it seems like everyone has to follow, or they're not normal or something. You get me? So I don't, like that's
if they don't follow. I mean, yeah, that's a following thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a follower of the religion, you shouldn't really be in the park anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be only dealing with laymen and scholars, but we got a lot of followers of various religions and that. You know what I mean? Willing to die and do whatever for what they feel is right. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting because you kind of hone on like the reaction more than what he did. Because, and I think that, like, I agree. Like, I think that how are we reacting to this? Like are we supposed to kill him or something? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's
see
really
when let me just say to Sophia Lewis and Cotton Socks and that, when we talk about warning, you know, man, not talking about me personally, but I never even meant warning like, warn him, don't do it again. I mean warn him that his actions could put his safety in jeopardy. Standard. Yeah, and he needs to be made aware. And when I was talking about telling him not to come for a couple of weeks, he's not banned. He can come tomorrow. He can pitch a tent, and wait till Sunday. He's allowed to. However, for his own safety, I would advise him to maybe fall back a little bit. Just fall back a piece. Yeah, because next week, if it's a madness, we know why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that's all I'm saying, innit? Like, that's all I'm saying. So I'm not trying to be a police state or like PC. I'm just saying, you done a madness. It's not something that any one of us would do for anyone else's book. Yeah, we don't treat books like that. Yeah, for me, I think there's more disrespect in the fact of how you treat books. Whether the book says that all black people are niggers and monkeys and slaves or not, yeah, it's a book. You take that book and you put that in your library and you learn from it. And anytime someone chats shit, you say, look, I got this book that says this, written by you lot, that says this. Boom, boom, boom. Books are there. Bruv, there's no such thing as a bad book.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I keep saying, I've got books that I don't agree with in my collection,
Yeah,
and I will continue to have. In fact, those are the most valued books that have the stuff about that you don't like. That's a fucking invaluable, priceless thing. Books are sacred. Like from I went to school and we had the book bags and we used to have the book club and man used to steal. Like the first thing I ever stole, the first time I ever went shoplifting, the first things I ever took were books from W.H. Smith. That's the first stuff I ever stole from a shop. Not sweets, not none. Books. So books mean a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, I think that you are actually the worst example. But I actually use your example as well in the fact that, like, you know what happened to you? You came back the next week on the camera, and I feel like you diffused the situation in such a way that, like, the outrage went the other way.
Say that again, one more time.
Like, I'm saying that, like, in a way, you're the worst example to use, but I actually take your example, and that's why I said what I said. Like, you came the next week, you addressed it, and not only did the outrage go, the outrage went the other direction. So
the outrage of what? The outrage of what?
You know, there's a lot of, like
what do you mean the next week of what? What are we talking about? Because I
don't even know what he's talking about.
Or you done the the circuit.
Or the pentathlon in the pentathlon. The Tawhid pentathlon. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there was fake outrage. That was a bunch of, I gotta call it, that's a bunch of racist victims that needs to group up to try and stick it on someone that they thought was a threat.
Yeah.
Standard. And they hijacked like they normally do. They hijack religious sentiment and people vulnerable people, and they use them for their own cause to wage war or wage an offensive. And that became on evidence as soon as I get to speak, because I'm a better speaker than all of them put together.
Definitely.
You get me? And I don't need to go there and lie. That's the main thing is, from you don't have to lie, it will all shine through. I don't need to lie. You lot ain't never backed me into a corner that's made me have to come up and be dishonest. So as long as I can be dishonest, most people can see that. Oh, this man was just being real, innit? Like, you still got people that think it was a good thing, or look, you think people that liked it and thought, like you got Gandalf the Pink. Like, but look at the type of characters that come out and say these things. But look at the characters. Not only are you copying somebody else's profile name, you can't even hide. You're hiding behind like a lack of avatar, a lack of profile. So these are the type of personalities that would think something like that was a good thing, or think like that was a point for Islam or whatever. So you know what I mean? Like, I think common sense kind of prevailed more than anything. Just looking back on it, majority of people saw it and was like, this is dead, this is fuckery. You know what I mean? And I had to do a lot of conflict resolution with people that wanted to go and take matters into their own hand. And I was like, yo, like I'm saying now, if you go and take matters into your own hands and retaliate to certain things, it's gonna only make you look worse. So I feel like if something happens to Ash over your holy book being stamped on, something happens to Ash, I understand why he was angry. I would expect some kind of retaliation, but if he does get retaliation, it's not going to be a good look for your cause or your group or your, you know what I mean, that you're supposed to be representing. So sometimes be like Maku, remove your ego from these things and be like, do you know what? I am not sent here to be the defender of those that stand above me. They're defending me. If anything, Allah's supposed to defend you, not the other way around. So you acting like you're defending Allah or defending because Suleiman was in there saying those are actually Allah, those are actually God's words, and I'm like, don't you know how to like put yourself in the perspective of people that don't believe that the creator of everything put those words in a book? Can you not see that some people in the world don't believe that? So I mean,
but Suleiman, as you know, the week after that he jumped onto something different. But you'll see that man like me, man was fighting the word. Man stood by what I believe religion to be, and I stood by you, Jedi. I thought
no. I'm talking about the Quran now. Let's not make this about Jedi and standing by Jedi.
I'm just saying.
No. I'm talking about the Quran now.
Take the hint, bruv. Take the hint.
What I'm saying is, like, There's people that jump on this outrage for this week, next
for
week.
a week, yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
Watch that. And I didn't want to downplay like the repercussions, the consequences that you got. However, as a Muslim, say you completely diffuse the situation. Not only that, everyone is behind you, bro.
Nah, there's not no everyone thing still. So you're not gonna come and tell me everyone's behind me. I think we should just move on from this subject because it's diverting from the main subject, yeah. And but listen, you're not gonna sign it off with no everyone's behind me, yeah. Trust me. Last week, I was in a confrontation with like 5 men quoting Isa, Sunni Isa, and they weren't no everyone. They weren't behind me. Yeah, they were in front of me in my face.
What happened with that, Jada? You didn't explain that one, man.
No, what happened?
You didn't explain that one. With the Isa thing, because like we reviewed the video of you.
I was on Respect. We broke it down. Me and Respect had me and Isa had a good conversation. But for whatever reason, I would say to Respect that it's in the interest of the public to keep that video live so people can see the exchange. But I don't think Respect came off that well in it. So personally, I don't think he's looking to keep that one up. Get me? It's not as juicy as the one where 9EFA was slewing me. That one could stay up. But yeah, man, maybe it's on Patreon or something, isn't it?
What I meant is,
bruv, love it. It's cool. You don't need to clarify. I know what you meant. But yeah, maybe that one's on Patreon or
something. Maybe.
So you know what I mean. But if you ask Ras to get a clip of that, you can see what happened between me and Sunni Isa. This is why I was wondering why are we doing this on Respect Show? Because me calling out Isa as a what did I say? A token that can be immortalized. But our conversation where it was squashed and like I explained myself comprehensively and thoroughly, and he apologized on air and I apologized on air. That's in the archives now. I'd like to get that out. So maybe I can get Respect to send me the clip of me being on his show. Maybe I can ask him. I'm gonna ask him still.
He'll definitely send it.
Yeah, man. Respect's good like that.
I think you should actually put it up on your channel. Definitely.
Yeah, man. That'd be good. Actually, covered a lot of facts. I feel like we could maybe move on because we've discussed this for 2 hours now, and I don't know if we're coming up with any new arguments. The only direction I'd like to take it in, if we were to stay on this subject, would be about what is sacred, and what do you have the right? What do you have the right to tell me I can't do because it's sacred to you? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there a line there?
With the law situation, we have to go, as we always do, on precedents, innit? What has come before. So if there's no other books that's sacred, then why should, as Muslims, why should we be the ones to ask for special treatment? You know what I mean? It has to go by precedents, innit? Like if there's other books like, I don't know, the Jewish book or whatever book that has that status, then you have to ask yourself, you know, what's good for the goose, good for the gander, innit? What's source for one is source for the other. So then there needs to be some sort of readdressing of the situation, but I don't think that's the case.
Let me ask you a question. What is, because a lot of countries have laws that stop you from speaking against their leader, right? So for instance, there was a woman that was arrested because during this is a story from South Korea, or North Korea, I can't remember which one it is, the one that's supposed to be like the militant one, but there was a story in the paper saying that a woman was arrested because during a house fire, her house being on fire, she saved her children, and she left 3 portraits of the leaders to burn on the wall. And she was actually apparently she was arrested.
North Korea?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know that Khan spoke about the legal perspective on things. Like, I also would add common sense in it, bro. Common sense, man.
Okay.
Is that real story though? Is that
well, it was in the news. It was in the news. I mean, come on, man. It was in the news.
Yeah, but
I
can't
can't even.
The news, man. We
exactly.
know this.
This is the point I'm trying to say. When you're asking me, is it a real story? I'm just reporting what was there. I don't believe nothing in the news. I read it every day. I'm just telling you the storyline that they are giving to the public, innit? And that was something that was in the storyline, innit? Yeah. Other than that, though, apparently, I don't know whether this is an old wives' tale or whatever. If you say certain things about the Queen, you can get done for treason. Then I've always heard that growing up. Is that true?
Yeah, high treason. Yeah, it is. I guess if it gets enough notoriety, then they'll take.
So if I say fuck the Queen, yeah,
you saying F the Queen, and
you'd have to be someone pretty important to create a stir.
anyone because I say bomb the Queen all the time and I'm still here. So
yeah, I'm trying to like, you know.
Yeah, I think it has to be, if you go out there and make it like a big thing, do you know what I'm saying? And you get enough like people to back your cause and all that, then yeah, it'll be classed as treason, isn't it?
Yeah, so the Prime Minister saying, "Oh, question time," that's a different way, you get me?
Why?
Because that will cause outrage, wouldn't it? Like, it's all about the reaction.
But it's not treason, though.
It all is treason. So, like, even her saying it, even me saying it, it's a form of treason, if you consider that.
So treason means that we're supposed to have loyalty to the head of
the
state. Even if you don't agree with them, even if you don't like them, even if you think that they're evil, even if you think they're profiting off the lives of others, even if you think they sit on the top of a tyrannical empire that has caused death and destruction internationally for centuries, you're not allowed to express that.
Well, it's how they choose to run the law, right? Well, like I actually have those thoughts that you think what you just said. I actually think that, but like it's how they choose to enforce it, right?
Yeah.
Mate, they're the biggest benefit fraudsters going out here, mate.
So like, you know, they say it's treason to plot against the Queen. Okay, but without plotting against the Queen, how far can I go in terms of somebody said it's illegal to what? Deface money.
Yeah, I heard that earlier. Where did that come from?
I've heard that back in the days. Oh,
I think it's to destroy money. You're not allowed to melt coins down or deface money in order to destroy it.
Like a poor person on benefits burning his money, and the Prime Minister burning money on question time. It's two different things. One is like will be classed as treason, and one people don't give a shit, bruv, to be honest. People want the poor to stay poor.
Yeah, I think Jedi was right. It's a bit of a wives' tale.
It's a wives' tale, isn't it?
Seemed that way. I just googled it and looked at it. Is it? And it says it's illegal to burn money. It's a Sun article. Melt down coins or deface the UK notes.
But if you go to acts of high treason, you'll see that anything that is.
I don't think it's anything to do with treason, though.
Oh, so it is illegal then?
Yeah, but it's not nothing to do with treason.
It's just to do with fucking up the currency, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that would cause would that cause inflation if we all burnt our money and got rid of our coins en masse? But then again,
yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
Manipulate the value of money.
Yeah, okay, but hold on. That doesn't make sense either. The reason I say it doesn't make sense is if we all hoard those or save those coins and never release them again, that's just the same as destroying it.
No,
of course it is. It's taking it out of circulation.
Defacing would involve printing or writing on the notes. This law was passed in 1929, and the same thing goes for the coins, which was passed in 1971, and it says no person shall accept under the authority of a license granted by the Treasury shall melt down or break up any metal coin.
Melt down or break up. So it's only melting down and breaking up. So I can throw it in a well where it will rust and become useless. I can throw it in a well. Money in a well, wishing well, that's all great. Yeah? I can dump, like, come on, man. I can bury somebody with $1 million. That's legal. I can save $1 million in a safe that cannot be unlocked, and it will get lost, and that's cool. But physically breaking a coin is illegal.
I can't see the logic. I can't see the logic behind it.
Well, it says here, obviously I've posted it in the side chat as well, Jez, for you. But it says here, under the law of the United Kingdom, high treason is the crime of disloyalty to the crown.
Wow.
The last treason trial was that of William Joyce, Lord Haha, who was executed by hanging in 1946.
Wow.
But like, if anyone's familiar with Guy Fawkes and the story of Guy Fawkes and how we commemorate Guy Fawkes, it would make complete sense.
I don't think he's actually commemorated, to be honest.
Exactly. So what we do, we burn effigies or we burn stuff because he basically went against the establishment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did?
See, they don't like treason now. It's not a death
Yeah,
sentence.
but
Obviously. They say
Guy
it's life
Fawkes was one of the
imprisonment.
establishments.
So what was that?
Guy Fawkes was one of the establishments still.
Yeah, I mean, but like I guess the story goes that he plotted against, so he done high treason, innit? And the way high treason is commemorated is to burn something. So high treason is like if Prime Minister was on question time and burned the note, that's high treason. But if a woman on benefits, a single mum, was to burn it, that's just stupidity, innit? And no one cares. And
all right, so I want to move. I think this is a good time to move to the next subject, car. This has definitely been beaten in 50 different ways. I'd encourage everyone to hit the like button. I mean, this is a nice, open, honest, fair conversation. Nobody was harmed in the making of this convo. I feel like we had opposing views, and we still managed to, you know, express ourselves without anybody stamping on anything or anyone, like, you know, losing their shit, and there was no one harmed. And this is what this platform's all about. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if we all agree, I'm gonna be the advocate, because I'm not trying to promote the get along gang. This is not the echo chamber. This is somewhere where adults can express themselves and have their views tested as well, and agree to disagree.
12 Angry Men. Have you seen the movie?
Sorry, brother?
Have you seen the movie 12 Angry Men?
Doesn't sound like my kind of film still.
It's completely your kind
I'd rather watch 12 Happy Women, but yeah, go ahead. Huh?
I'm going to get you a copy, yeah? I'm going to send it to you.
All right, cool. 12 Angry Men. Cool, man. Is there 18 by any chance?
It's actually black and white and set in one location, like one shot. Like, it's sick, bro. But it's all about the dialogue, and it's about a jury and one man in the jury who basically has an opposing view, and he's able to exactly what you're saying, bro. Not allow an echo chamber to occur.
All right. All right. So down to the next question, yeah. And I'm gonna read from a news article first. Let me just get Ash and Deep off the mystery. Let me get Ash and Mystery off the screen. If you want to watch this whole video that I've been playing from, it is on the Mix the Racks TV channel. I played it under the Fair Use Act for public discourse, for to inform the public, news.
Yeah,
and I really hate that, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I know I talk slow sometimes because I try to be deliberate and I don't want to make mistakes. And then people hear that little gap and they're like, blah, 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 blah.
You know what it is? Like, I know 2 hours is a long time. But you know what? It's quite an important subject, and that's why I just want to say, like, definitely hit the like button, because, like, you know, man is talking about a subject that, like, it should be, these topics should be in the mainstream, and we should be discussing these things. So, like, although it's 2 hours, like, I think jumped on because I think it's very relevant, bro. So, like,
big up yourself. Big up yourself. The next one is what Road Warriors already remixing your film. He's now calling it 12 Men 1 Cup. I'm out. Like, he remixed that horribly. That doesn't even better. Yo, everyone's saying that Angry Men is a good thing. Is it? Is a good film. So yeah, look forward to seeing that. Right, Maku's trimming someone. Unfortunate. Oh no, he's not. I thought he was about to give someone that sheep shearing thing. Maku's got. What's that? Chase. You're about to trim someone, isn't it, Maku?
No.
Oh.
I just moving stuff. Yeah.
All right. So yeah. Do you think we could get Black the Ripper on there?
Yeah, if I could get hold of it, Black Bastard. Yeah,
okay,
cool. I've been trying to get hold of it still myself. But yeah, I could. Yeah, I could. It's a possibility. Yeah.
No, I was looking at your Dank of England t-shirt, man. Here we go. So basically, I'm gonna read a news story, and then I'm gonna tell you why the next segment is important. Wow. Yo, the whole thing just dropped, you know. People just walk by with their fat stomachs and their fat bellies.
That should have been loud.
Right, yeah. All right. Where's this thing, man? Where's this thing? Oh, it's gonna take a while. Let's scroll back up, man. Scroll back up. Yeah, man. Whistle. Someone whistle or hum or sing a song.
Listen, I'm going to jump off the panel. You know, thanks for having me.
No. Don't go. Just 1 minute.
Don't ever go against me on the T thing, yeah? How do you know that PG?
You dumb, bruv. You got bodied on the T thing,
bro. Head on that thing, bruv. I tell you.
What did you say, PG?
Yeah, PG. Like,
you're done out here, bro. You can't chat to me about T.
Country, yeah? You feel on it. PG tips have been fueling this man.
What? This country, what? Go on, let me hear.
PG tips have been fueling this country, fam. How do you know that's not my mum, blood? That's a Bengali woman right there.
Listen. Yeah? PG tips have been fueling this country so much so that we've had to get a bunch of Polish people to come in and do the job.
what? You drinking Polish tea, yeah? Shit, bro. I thought you were the Chinese thing at least. Come on, bro.
No. All right, cool.
Turkish tea all the way.
Yeah, Turkish tea's banging.
All right, check this out. Sorry. Oh, that is nice. 7 Kings stabbing. 3 killed after disturbance. Yeah. So reading this, I'm gonna go through the story. 3 men have died in a stabbing in East London. Police say they were called at about 20 to 8 on Sunday to reports of a disturbance in Elmstead Road in 7 Kings, Ilford. 3 men aged in their 20s or 30s who were involved in the fight were found by emergency services with stab injuries, the Metropolitan Police said. All 3 were pronounced dead at the scene. 2 men aged 29 and 39 have been arrested on suspicion of murder. And then Superintendent Steve Clayton said a fight had broken out between 2 groups who were armed with knives, leaving 3 men fatally stabbed. We can now say that 2 arrests have been made, so there has been progress. Here's the kicker now. So this whole story now is like, what are going for these black youths? This drill music, they're killing each other, they're stabbing each other.
They had hammers as well.
It's going crazy, yeah. And we need an end to this black on black violence in our city streets, yeah. And then we get to the final line of the story, and it says, the parties are believed to be known to each other, and the group are within the Sikh community. Oh wow. So then that made me like sit up bolt upright, and that it shouldn't do, because a loss of life is a loss of life, yeah. But I was like, rah, more black youths dying, same old shit. I woke up today and I've got the no knives, save a life t-shirt I got on, yeah. One life, no knives t-shirt on. So when I was reading this, I was like, look, man, that our community is really in peril. It turns out these guys are Sikhs. Then it dawned on me, Sikhs are the only people in our community that are allowed to legally carry bladed articles. So it begs the question: if these Sikhs, if these victims are found to have been stabbed with the Sikh ceremonial knife, which I'm going to get up a picture of one, yeah.
Yeah, not just stabbed; they were killed.
Killed, murdered, yeah, murdered. Should we be banning Sikhs from having knives just like the rest of society?
Very cool.
And this is the second part of the conversation. So here we are. Should Sikhs be allowed to carry knives?
No.
Oy.
Definitely no.
Why do they carry a knife? Why are they allowed to carry a knife?
Because it's part of their religion. It's part of.
Yeah, but what part? Yeah, I know that, but what?
No, it's not part of their religion.
Something to
It's
do
not that it's
about
part of their
honor or
religion.
something.
No, trust me, bare people have got ways of life with ceremonial knives and swords and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even Islamic. So, like, the case is that they're the best of servants, as I've said many times. You know, they served them well when they were taking over Africa. They ran their country for 200 years. They feel that they're safe and secure around them, so they gave them that privilege of having a ceremonial knife and a sharpened bracelet. Man.
Assalamu alaikum and blessings to all on the panel and the show.
Big up yourself.
Salam Nasa.
Big up yourself. Who's this?
NASA.
We've never spoken before, have we?
We've spoken once or twice, bro. On my other account, Shush Stop Crying.
What's it called?
Shush Stop Crying.
Shush Stop Crying. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hi,
And you got that.
you're right.
You got like the ninja kind of head, innit? The ninja kind of.
Yeah.
All right, big up yourself, man.
There you go.
So yeah, you see what we're talking about. These are the knives, man. These knives are naughty, man. These knives are naughty, not no little thing.
Well, that's not the knives because I saw it on the news, and they had hammers as well, and it's big like.
Do you know what, India? Imagine you found this sort of knife or any of them things that the Sikhs carry on anyone who isn't Sikh. They wouldn't even question anything. They'll straight arrest that person, innit? Because I swear that the minimum sentence is like 2 years or something. Even
bro,
for
man's got shit for having a pencil sharpener, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm saying.
It's a Sikh kirpan. It's a knife. And my point is this: whether or not these specific knives were used, somebody that is capable of doing such crimes shouldn't be able to walk with a knife.
Yeah.
Simple.
It's another getaway, man, for people who are carrying knives to just be like, yo, I'm Sikh.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it's another excuse for them.
The question is, like, obviously, I understand. Obviously, I know it's part of their religion, but if they have already got a criminal record, despite their religion, can they still carry a knife?
Good question.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you've been convicted of a crime, and it's a violent crime, and you're a Sikh, I think from them times there you should be banned because you can't be trusted.
To be honest, with my interactions with that,
They should keep that shit for their country. Don't be.
I think you have to be a baptized proper Sikh to carry the kirpan. I don't think like Raj is not allowed to carry one for a start.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I just don't think that should be for England because that's kind of like one rule for one, another for another. I just don't really a knife. Nah, I don't really think that's fair.
Not at all.
To be carrying a knife in England because you're a Sikh. Maybe I'll just be a Sikh tomorrow. Then where can I sign up?
Maybe I'll be a half Muslim, half Sikh,
You know
and come
I
out
mean?
just like a ninja.
Well,
Get me?
yeah, that's right. Where can I sign up? Do you know what I mean? It's like, nah, not really feeling it.
All right, so look, 2016, Sikh who stabbed woman with ceremonial dagger.
Damn.
Sikh who stabbed woman with ceremonial dagger. Oh shit, cookies. Everyone wants a fucking cookie, innit? Everyone wants to give me cookies. Sorry. Dispute is jailed for 6 years. A Sikh who twice stabbed a woman with a ceremonial dagger when a neighbor's dispute exploded into violence was starting a 6-year sentence today. Kali Ray Lavin almost lost a leg after being knifed twice while kicking out in a bid to stop Dilraj Sehota from attacking her, a judge heard. She had just got into a Renault Clio outside the shop where she worked in Hawes Close, Walsall, when she saw the 22-year-old Wolverhampton Crown Court was told. She screamed, he is coming, he's got a knife, revealed Mr. Lal Amrasingh, prosecuting. Sehota pulled open the car door, and Miss Lavin later told police it was only because I kicked out that he got my leg and not my neck or body. The defendant had been heard to repeatedly shout, "I'm going to kill her." Well, I don't need to read more, but he used the knife in it, so it has been used. not to be biased, but I'm gonna see how many stories I can find on Sikhs actually using it. That was 2016. No, allegedly. 2010, Brampton Kirpan attack renews debate over Sikh and daggers. Witnesses say at least 2 men brandished unsheathed kirpans, the Sikh ceremonial dagger. Any weapon could have been used in the attack, but the fact that it was a kirpan alarmed Sikh leaders who fear the incident will rouse objections once again over one's right to wear the religious symbol in public.
It's definitely going to happen.
Mightier than the kirpan. Hardeep Sikh Sikh man detained by Birmingham police for illegally carrying the kirpan. That's the black guy, isn't it?
There's something we got to mention. We got to mention something to do with this. Is that very recently England has outlawed the Khalistan movement, which is for independent Sikh homeland, like to basically separate themselves from India. So what happened is India, my man Modi, who's like got a massive majority now, just made a phone call to the UK. Said, look, you don't need to stop building up this opposition to us. Sorry, I can't. So obviously Modi, the leader of India, told England that they need to squash this thing that they've been building up, this Khalistan movement. So now England's had to outlaw it. They've had to stop people like Raj sending money back to their country to build up themselves and whatnot. They've outlawed them and called them a terrorist organization. Now, to some certain extent, they are terrorists because they kidnapped a plane, I think, in 1984 and killed about 350 people or something like that.
Yeah, to some extent.
You know, there are the militant ones there. The question is, like, why is it now that you're gonna start seeing things like this make the papers, and you know, there's gonna be this big public, you know, version of this, you know, bringing down of the Sikh community, basically, because they're not gonna serve a purpose for England no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, as we know, like, part of the immigration policy is if you have any insurgencies in your country, England will always offer them a safety, a place where they can come and build their strength up against you. Yeah, they offer them asylum.
Read this, yeah.
So this is what it's really like down to.
The kirpan is a tool to be used to prevent violence from being done to a defenseless person. Yeah. However, under no circumstance is a Sikh allowed to use force or aggression. Yeah. But let me say something to you. Yeah. I was young. I had a legal Swiss Army knife. Yeah, legal.
Oh yeah.
I was about 13. I was 13, not about 13. I was 13. I was found to be in Leicester Square with a bottle of alcohol, and police approached me, were asking me about my age, querying me my age and what I was doing out on the streets at that time of night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah. And then they searched me, and upon searching me, found a Swiss Army knife. Now, what had happened though, one of the blades of the Swiss Army knife was out, right? So it was open, yeah? But it was in my pocket. The reason why I had the Swiss Army knife out was to open the bottle of alcohol that I had, if I'm honest, yeah? But what happened is, when the police asked me why I had it, I said I wasn't intending to do nothing with it. It was, and then the policeman said, "So what are you gonna do? Like just in case something happened?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." You know, like obviously I'll protect myself. They arrested me on
for intent.
Yeah, which was blatantly entrapment, blatantly, and because I didn't know the law, then I got that criminal conviction. They gave me 14 months. Yeah, possession of now. I know big rappers that have been caught twice and still haven't been given 14 months. In 2019, yeah?
Wow,
big men
that's
have been
heartless.
given... Yeah, but I got fucked over by the system on many times, yeah? Many times. People wonder why I say cops are the ops. That is a criminal conviction that will actually stay with me, and actually meant that I was banned from handling firearms, fireworks, and gunpowder and all sorts of things. It actually meant that in the future, as an adult, cars I were in would be pulled over. Cars I'm associated to would be pulled over based on the fact that I'm known for weapons. Yeah, I was 13 years old. You know what I mean? So
that's terrible. That's heartbreaking.
Right, exactly. So now we've got on the official Sikh website that basically this is a Sikh wiki, yeah. So I can't say official Sikh website, but SikhWiki.org, yeah. And they're basically saying that their knife is for self-defense. So I'm so fucking confused.
Yeah.
Jets, I've sent in the side chat. I've sent you a link. It's a PDF thing, and it tells you, it breaks it all down. I think.
Bruv, it's mad, bruv. You know places like Canada, yeah? It might sound mad me saying it as a Muslim, innit? They're trying to ban niqab in that, innit? In the actual province, in the actual state, yeah? But they actually allow Sikhs to carry the knife on airplanes and that. Like,
Yeah, I've just posted
it's
that.
mad, fam.
Yeah, I've just posted that in the side chat as well. Sikhs carrying knives on airplanes in India as well.
In India, you know what I'm saying? Modi's fucked up, lad.
So who is against Sikhs being able to carry a kirpan? Let me check in the let's take this to the chats, yeah? And then I'm gonna look at what Becca sent, yeah?
Yo, listen, man's not against people doing their religion, innit? But when it comes to places that are public, innit? So it's mad, fam.
So put a 1 in the chats, yeah? Put a 1 in the chats if you are against Sikhs carrying this dagger that I've showed on the screen, yeah? Put a 1 in the chats if you're against it. Let me just pull up the knife so you can see it. Yeah. If you're opposed to this, if you've got a problem with Sikhs having this knife, put a 1, and if you're cool with it, 2.
Never.
And we'll do another poll after we talk about it a while. So don't worry if you're not sure. Just give me 1. Jedi, if you're black Sikh, it's different. Check the link. Yeah, black Sikh.
Trust me, black. Trust me.
Nah, I don't want no one having a knife. I'm not gonna lie to you, because my man, they're not gonna use it. They're not gonna use it, and then someone uses it, and then what? We've just looked at a story where a woman got stabbed twice in her leg. There's stories in Canada where they're allowed to use it, where it's been used. I mean, the stories in India where it's been used. It's been used over here.
Boy, you'll be even scarier because when you read some of this stuff I've sent you, boy, they're even allowed to carry it in school.
Wow.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
No way.
What if a kid goes into school and says, "Yo, it's my religion to carry this thing"?
On. What if you're Sikh, I knock you out and disarm you, and then use your weapon on someone else? You're gonna ask how that weapon got into fucking school? Yeah.
100%.
Oh, the Sikh guy that we trust, he had it. All right, cool, but
I had a guy named in my class in the first year of secondary school. Yeah, his name was Harjit, right? And he had the little bobble, you know, the little handkerchief.
Yeah.
And man, obviously, with the name like Harjit, you know, man elaborated on it and just used to box up the thing on his head, right? So one day, yeah, we're in RE and we're talking about Sikhs and blah 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 and all of this, and it came up. A man said, "Yeah, like Harjit, he's got a dagger on him." I said, "What? Hold on, wait. All this time I've been defending him. He's been getting slapped up. Man, I've been bullying him. I'm telling you, after that day, boy, there was no more bullying. My man just pulled out the thing. Yeah, there you go. And I got the thing on my wrist. The other thing. I'm like, raw. What's good? Really? Like, and you've been getting bullied all this time? That's mad. He had some decent patience. But I could imagine him one day snapping. You know what I'm saying? One day snapping.
Imagine him whiling one day and just like striping up a few guys.
That's the time I'm waiting to go off, bro.
It's mad, yeah, because someone said to me, "Oh, that's one story." I know that there's more than one story of a Sikh using it over here, so don't chat shit. And secondly, isn't one story enough? Isn't one story enough? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? For someone, for a Sikh that maybe was a good guy or whatever, but suffered some kind of breakdown or mental rare, for him to walk with it and decide he's going to use it one day. I'm going to be a bad Sikh. Then what? Then what, bruv? Like, I mean, we're dealing with this knife epidemic. I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, you're right, just because, not being funny, if it was someone from the black community, you'd get slaughtered. you know what I'm saying? So
You can't even carry a softball bat in your boot if you're going to the park with your kids, man.
I'm just saying, like, we're on a plane, yeah? So, hold on. You can't tell me they're allowing this on planes in America. No way.
These guys got to get out of jail free card for every situation.
No way are Americans having that. And they know they're not having that.
Yeah, they are having it.
What?
Everyone has it, man.
No. They're not allowing the knives. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're not. No. You're not allowed to have it on your hip. While we're worried about hijacking and all that, you think you're just allowed to have your thing on your hip? So then, what are we saying? You got sit in a special seat with air marshals next to you to make sure no one makes a grab for your weapon, because
no, the air marshal's got a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, guns are obviously legal in America, so
yeah, that's
something
cool.
like the seat would be a big thing, I think. You know what I mean? It's mad though.
It's a madness, bro. Hold on. It's absolute madness. I need to.
Yeah, it's highly illogical. Highly illogical.
No, but it is logical in the sense that obviously Britain run America, you know, so they're gonna abide by the same kind of rulings that the British have set for the Sikhs.
Big up to Becca, man. She's coming through like some crazy secretary that ain't got a home life. You know, the secretary that's still in the office at 10, typing away and that.
What are you saying? She's a Monica Lewinsky type.
No, because she's in the office
Lewinsky all over again.
She's in the office on her own. Fix up. Get me? You look like, see, you can't. You got like that proper cruddy mind, you know, man. Fair love, bro. Fair love, bro.
Cruddy,
man.
I could be a script writer for Pornhub.
Big up Becca, fam. Come on.
Pornhub. All right, so look. So Becca's got the Sikhism and the Sikh Kirpan fact sheet. Looks good. It's a PDF. Looks nice. I'll put the link in the chat for anyone. Hold on, let me put the link in there now, just in case you don't want to follow it or have a look in your own spare time. See, this is a fucking informational show, except for I swear. Hit the like button, family. Hit the like button. I know some of you are breathing a sigh of relief that we're not talking about man stamping on Qurans right now. So hit the like button. We'll move to something better. Sikhs carrying knives. You religious people, man. We're gonna have to have a word with you soon. I mean, but yeah, what is Sikhism? I don't want to know what Sikhism. Why have you got the knife? That's all me want to know. Why you got the knife? Get straight to the point, man. Why have you got the fucking knife, mate? What is that? What was that?
Someone's mic.
Who's this that's coming? Huh?
Yo, you want to bring someone in?
Nah, 1 second.
Yeah, I'm just going to munch quickly. I'm on mute still.
All right, and cool. All right, well, he's on mute, so I'm going to put him on mute. Afghans in. On the panel, we got New Up in Sniper, Afghan, we got Empress Becca, we got Carnito, and we have Finest Wine. We got to the 400, I wish. We got to the 146 people locked in right now. It is Monday, the 20th of January, coming up to 1:45 in the afternoon. School run soon start. Hopefully that are good.
Know that.
Yeah, we're gonna bang this one out, and then I'm gonna lock off the show. I'm gonna go and do up gym, do up shopping, do up a couple bits and bobs, and then I may come back and do another stream. Big up to all the other streamers out there. Yeah, man, this is Triluminati Live. Welcome. Let me just read about this then. What is a kirpan? A kirpan is a mandatory Sikh article of faith. It is carried by Amridhari, the initiated Sikhs, at all times. The word kirpan comes from Punjabi words kirpa, means an act of kindness, favor, and means honor and self-respect. A kirpan resembles a knife or sword. There is no prescribed length or sharpness for a kirpan in Sikhism. They are determined by the individual religious convictions of the wearer. Kirpans are typically sheaths and worn with a gatra, a strap, underneath clothing. The kirpan obligates a Sikh to the ideals of generosity, a compassion and service to humanity. It acts as a reminder to the bearer of a Sikh's solemn duty to protect the weak and promote justice for all. The kirpan also plays an important role in Sikh practices. Kirpans are used prominently in ceremonies marking major life events, including religious initiation, marriage, and death. In congressional settings, a kirpan is touched to parshad, blessed sweet pudding, to indicate the grace of the gurus, and then distributed for consumption. What are some examples of kirpan accommodations made in the US? In 2012, the US Department of Homeland Security Federal Protective Service instituted a kirpan accommodation policy that facilitates the entry of kirpan wearing Sikhs into the 9,000 plus federal buildings that the FPS secures. The White House, the Hart Senate Building, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the US Department of Justice, and California State Capitol Building in Sacramento all have provided accommodations to kirpan carrying Sikhs. Workplace accommodation.
Wow.
The US
Crazy.
Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has litigated and favorably settled at least 2 separate cases under the Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, protecting the right of Sikhs to wear kirpans in the workplace. Large employers, including AT&T, Boeing, and the International Monetary Fund, have also provided kirpan accommodations. The IMF, you know.
Wow.
Sikhs. Employers normally provide accommodations because a number of secular objects found in most workplaces are often as or more dangerous than many sheathed kirpans. These include letter openers, scissors, kitchen knives, box cutters. What kind of excuse is that?
I know.
Accommodations. Public school districts national routinely provided accommodations for Sikh students in elementary through high school to wear kirpans at school. It is legal to wear kirpans. Is it legal to wear kirpans? Yes. On rare occasions, Sikhs have been mistakenly arrested and charged under the weapons statutes for carrying kirpans. However, criminal charges for carrying the kirpan are consistently dropped by prosecutors or dismissed by judges because of the kirpan's religious nature and Sikh benign intent in wearing them.
Indeed.
He refused to apply anti-weapon statutes to kirpans, even when the bladed sections of the kirpans are longer than allowed by anti-knife laws.
Blatant favoritism.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
Not really.
Huh?
I said it's not really a surprise though. It might be surprising for a lot of people, but yeah, they've had that there for a long time, man, and with good reason.
To be fair, there's states in America where you can carry firearms in schools. The students carry firearms. So
where? Name a state where students carry firearms.
Oh, man. I don't have access to my PC, but I do remember when there was a debate on the revising the gun law, and I do remember watching on CNN. Literally students carrying, AR-15s and whatever, protesting this gun law into their classroom. And there is a lot of, there's a lot of black rights groups, who want to have rights to arms. And I've literally seen them protesting with M16 rifles in their hands, So I think in America, each state has its own policy towards firearms. So I'm just responding to.
Oh, look at this. This is a site called Material Islamica. The origin of the kirpan, a tool of oppression in Muslim history.
Wow.
The origins of the word kirpan are from the ancient Sanskrit word taken from the word kirpana, which means sword. Sikhs are required to wear it and it must be made of metal. According to Western Sikhs, the kirpan is a dagger that is a symbolic of resistance to evil and the Sikhs' readiness to fight in self-defense. Palliative and terminal care in hospitals place great emphasis on how important it is to the Sikhs. One such guide emphasizes that Sikhs wear the kirpan everywhere, including in the toilet, the shower, and at night. The Sikh faith itself has had two philosophies. Why are you laughing? Regarding violence and the kirpan, one of which is non-violence, and the other a violent ideology, himsa. It was Gobind Singh, 1966 to 1708, the last guru of the Sikh faith, who introduced this latter ideology in 1699, having ritualized it, which the Sikhs allege was done in order to protect themselves. Sikh tradition, however, is contradictory, claiming that Aurangzeb, who was emperor of the Mughal Empire, both wanted to convert Sikhs to Islam, but also wanted a but also wasn't a proper but also wasn't a proper Muslim. Gobind repelled into the Punjab during his reign, causing a mass militancy movement and chaos, for which he was later executed by assassination. Although Sikh militancy can be traced back to the sixth guru, the chief radicalizer was Gobind Singh himself. He was assassinated by Jamshed Khan in 1708, who selflessly risked his life in the line of duty in order to sue for peace. Singh's location had been betrayed by his wife. Singh had also previously stated that weapons should be worshipped because they represent God. It is not a weapon. The kirpan is considered a weapon even by Sikhs themselves, and it was actively used during the Indian partition to murder non-Sikhs, including many innocent children, as was witnessed by foreigners. Even before the partition, Sikh groups were instigating genocidal massacres against Muslims as early as the 1940s and later in the 1980s with Hindus. These later massacres, termed the Sikh insurgency, led to the deaths of at least 25,000 Sikhs in India. During 1947 partition, at least 6 million Muslims left for Pakistan and 9 million Hindus and Sikhs to India, where up to 3 million Muslims and Hindus were killed during this migration. Still, other sources claim 200,000 to 2 million were estimated to have died, and 75,000 women were raped. At least 1.26 million Muslims were known to have gone missing during this time, and 840,000 Sikhs and Hindus, which all include those who were killed. The amount of migration was huge, as at the time India had a population of 100 million Muslims and 300 million Hindus. In modern times, carrying knives has fueled intense debate, given that only Sikhs are allowed to carry it, whether it's courthouses or schools and in public, despite the fact that non-Sikhs oppose giving special weapons rights to certain groups. Jagraj, Basics of Sikhi, Singh attempts to justify its use to non-Sikhs, but ended up indirectly insulting non-Sikhs and contradicting himself whilst avoiding legitimate concerns. Kirpan related deaths. Bruv, the way they've written this is so shit. Sorry if I'm reading like a bit of a tard, but the print is very small. The last religious
Can you not
leader,
zoom in on the page a little bit? Increase the thing, the magnification.
Nah, just open up the letter. Nah, that's it. The last religious leader of the Sikhs, the militant Gobind Singh, who introduced the kirpan as one of the 5 kakras that a Sikh must always carry, was stabbed to death, even though he always carried his kirpan. Even during the partition of British India, kirpans were often a source of death for Sikhs, as they could be yanked from them very easily. One of the most violent episodes involving the kirpan was during August the 15th, 1947, where during the afternoon a Sikh mob paraded a number of Muslim women naked through the streets of Amritsar, raped them and hacked some of them to pieces with kirpans and burned the others alive. In modern times, there have been numerous kirpan stabbings and murders recorded in the UK, where in 1994 a Sikh child was taken out of school for 5 months by his parents, who refused to send him to school without the weapon.
Wow.
Wait, have been numbers weapon, but the council eventually capitulated. Wait, I need to get something to fucking read. This is too fucking thin, man. That's ridiculous, man. Where are we at? Pieces, modern, numerous kirpan stabbings and murders recorded in the UK, where in 1994 a Sikh child was taken out of school for 5 months by his parents, who refused to send him to school without the weapon. But the council eventually capitulated, leading to the teachers' union that represented 140,000 members outraged. United States, Canada, blah blah blah, overwhelming. Where's the murders? Canada, blah blah blah, murdered in what?
I think them women
India,
getting
where
done in
several police officers were murdered in one instance alone, and even at the Sikh holy site.
Read that again. Police are getting murdered.
Where overwhelming 91% of Canadians support banning the knife from schools. Where when it currently isn't for Sikhs, but is for non-Sikhs. India, where several police officers were murdered in one instance alone, and I don't know if these are references to stories. Let me see. It's giving some numbers. 34. Okay, it is giving references. Oh shit! Are they not playing? Oh, they got stories. Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, there was actually a black brother who was actually a Sikh, and the police were going to arrest him, even though he was in his full
Sikh wear and that. I
yeah,
remember.
and they were still going to
I've been
arrest
wearing it for years. I'm a Sikh. I've been wearing this for years.
Remember
Anybody
that
knows
shit?
me? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's crazy, man.
Well, it says, man murders businessman with his kirpan. Yeah, January the 8th, 2014. Saw Golden Sikhs clash at Indian Golden Temple during India's Golden Temple during prayers to mark the deadly 1984 military assault at Amritsar. They have a lot of references here. I'm not going through all of them, but you got the link. I'll put it in the chat, so you're welcome to go through it yourself.
Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Campus Carry Law. So 10 American states can carry weapons in colleges.
Okay.
Just to clarify.
Campus Carry Law. That's crazy. Death to Pakistan. This is an anti-Sikh site, isn't it? Yeah, we know this. But whether what they're saying is factual, that's a different story. And they seem to have the references, and they provided a multitude of references. So they're not afraid for you to go and look it up yourself. So look.
Yeah, but Jenna, during the petition, you gotta understand that during the petition, all three major religions were raping and pillaging and slaughtering each other.
Okay.
But the fact remains is the majority of Muslims remained in India, as you can see the population consensus currently. But from my understanding is that Hindus used to live all the way to the border of Afghanistan, and they were all basically expelled and had their businesses took over and their properties. But this was all because of the British. The British orchestrated this division and left the country because they knew that having a united India would be a massive potential power, competitor. but all sides did tremendous atrocities. But the Sikh faith is a faith that's very similar to Islam in history, in that it was born out of war. If you look at all the Sikh gurus and their respected figures, they're all warriors. And I mean, as an Afghan, we've fought wars with them throughout the Sikh history, back and forth. And they have been persecuted for being Sikh, you know, during the Mughal Empire. So there's stories about them basically going crazy at 12 o'clock at night and all these kind of stereotypes, because that's the time when Sikh women would be raped by the Mughals and the occupiers, so they had to, you know, defend their women folks. So you got to take it from that context, why they have knives and all this stuff.
Bro, allow that, man, because in that context, I'm advocating for black people to have knives too.
Oh no, I'm saying in context. I'm saying in context of India. If they have them in India, their country of origin.
In context of the deep south in America, I'd say that blacks should be allowed to carry weapons too. They probably are though, actually.
Oh, they do. They do carry weapons.
Do you think the reason they get away with it in England is because we kind of like, you remember, like we got them over here, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So we had to kind of just accept it for what it is, because like you said, no other culture is allowed to be carrying knives. It's just Sikhs.
I didn't realize
it seems rather unfair. It's not fair.
Are we hating though? Are we just hating? Because you never cared yesterday. You lot never cared yesterday.
But to be fair,
even if there wasn't one Sikh murder with a kirpan, I'll still say still not fair.
But to be fair, Jedi, you were talking before about you had a pocket knife and you got 14 months.
Yeah.
Why should they be in Britain? I'm talking about in the West.
Yeah.
Why should a Sikh be allowed to walk around with a much bigger blade that's much sharper than a fucking, what's it called, a Budweiser bottle opener?
Swiss Army knife. Literally, like regular Swiss Army knife.
There's no explanation.
Accepting it because we
like a 4-inch blade or 3-inch blade.
Do you think England is just like, oh, you know what, we brought you over here, that it's your part of the religion, we're just gonna just lay down and take it, but everyone else, fuck you. Do you know what I'm saying?
But to be fair, they don't really need. If you got a functioning police force, if you call 999 and let's say they come within 5 minutes, you don't need a knife. Even a taser is banned as well. The finest.
I don't think they should be carrying it. If it's back in India, knock yourself out, but not over here.
Tell you what, peyote. Do you lot know what peyote is? It's like a hallucinogenic. It's part of some people's religious sacrament. And it's not respected. Marijuana's not illegal, been made legal for Rastafarians. It's part of their sacrament. That's not respected. So I mean, based on that, but I think what we're looking at is the history of persecution, or whatever. The history of, I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm playing advocate. Do I really care that Sikhs have got this knife? No,
I do. Okay. I know brothers that had their front door kicked off for having the wrong type of dog in their house.
Yeah, I hear that. So what is it? Oh, because of that injustice, we're gonna deny other people their right to do their thing. Like, look, no matter what we say, clearly Sikhs using these knives in acts of violence. Because I got to go back and play the other advocate. Seeing as you lot are all anti it, yeah, I'm gonna be pro it now. The likelihood,
go on.
The likelihood of Sikhs using, the percentage of Sikhs using these knives in violence in modern history is very, 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 very low.
Give a number. What's very low?
You're not gonna let me get away with just my conjecture, nah? Fuck's sake.
Well,
we want statistics.
I like that. There's not a lot of stories, bro.
Do you think before England? Obviously, I don't know because this happened when I was a kid. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking maybe it's an agreement between India and England that if like we're letting your people, we're gonna have your people over here, and India's like, all right, we'll come over there, but we want this, and this in place. We're not coming over there unless we do this and that. There must have been
because they're not Hindu. They're not Hindu. They're a minority.
I highly doubt it.
There must have been some sort of agreement. Do you know what I'm saying? There must have been.
agreement with the Sikhs, but nothing to do with India.
Yeah, nothing to do with Hindus, but what you got to look at it this way. You know, what's the social status of the Sikh community? Are they predominantly middle class or working class? Because maybe deprivation could play a role in their potential of using that kirpan as an excuse.
Okay, look, imagine that. Yeah, I don't know.
Because if they're rich from like a wealthy white middle class area, they're not going to really have much use of a kirpan.
Oh, so you're saying only let them have it in the ghetto?
No. I'm trying to say is that's the law works that way. Is that they estimate that the risk factor of them potentially using it. So
let me give a personal experience. Yeah, I was up Tottenham Court Road on the corner of Oxford Street. There's a wicked chip shop there. I left my two mates outside and I popped inside to get some chips. I open the door, I walk in, all I see is a counter and a man standing behind it. I said to him, I'll have a portion of chips, please. All I heard was this voice from behind me going, "Oi, can't you see me here?" I look round, 1 6 foot Sikh brother, yeah, looking all vexed. I was like, do you know what? Should I just go outside, get my two mates, come in and kick the shit out of him? I thought, do you know what? I'm feeling like, I'm feeling generous today. I'll allow it, innit? So I just turned the other cheek. I just turned the other cheek and I just swallowed my pride and I was like, oh, sorry, bro. Whatever. No biggie. Yeah. But he was making such a big deal out of it. Chiefing up the geezer behind the counter. Like, can't you see? I'm standing over here waiting to decide on what I want to eat. Like, making some big fuss about it. Anyway, got my chips, come out. Got my two brethren from outside and just dusting it. Like, and then I didn't even realize. I was thinking, these Sikhs have got some balls, boy. Man's like proper brave and aggravated. And what are these people like? And when I heard about the blade thing now, it all made sense. I thought, you know what? If I was walking around with a knife on me, yeah, and police can't even take it off me, that's going to give me an air of confidence and aggression. You know what I mean?
But listen, is there any incidences? How many incidences? You know what we should find out? How many times does a Sikh use their knife to defend the weak? Imagine that's what they're for, yeah. So
ain't no one getting defended.
Because if you lot ain't
they hate everyone.
So if you lot ain't using the knife to defend, then I believe. Basically, I want to hear about people you lot are chefed up, the bad guys you lot are chefed up. We need a Sikh person on every fucking flight as well, just like, you know what I mean? And I want to hear about the people you've protected with your kirpan.
Yeah, but Jedi, to be fair, I wouldn't recommend one on a Air India flight because there is a indigenous movement called the Khalistan movement who are classed as a terrorist group. So you don't want them having the excuse to go on a plane to hijack it with a knife.
There's a Sikh group that made it into our counter terrorism list as well. I did mention them. There's a Sikh group. Yeah.
It's not that grooming one, is it? It talks about grooming. Who attack temples if there's like inter-religious marriages. Because there is like a radical youth group in the UK that they're harassing Sikhs who like if a Sikh woman marries a Christian man, they would actually rush the ceremony and stop it. Is it that group?
I don't know what they're called. I'd have to go back to the list. But where is the list? I've shut that thing down.
Is that the anti-terror one you put up?
Yeah. So you lot should have that PDF. It's in there still. There's a Sikh group along with some Tamils and stuff like that. Right. I blocked the account you said was a fake account, yeah? Everyone always blames Afghan for the fake accounts. Afghan, man, there's got to be some smoke to this fire, man. Just drop me out of it.
It's not me, man.
There's got to be some fucking... Yeah, I know you're good at doing it and talking at the same time. I just got that feeling. yeah, you're laughing. That made you laugh, innit? It's not me, look.
Come on, man.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Have you got fake accounts for everybody? How many emails have you got? You must have like a database thing.
Afghans are super troll out here.
Fucking hell, man. You get me? You keep popping up, Afghan now. What's right? Am I on your radar now, Afghan now?
No.
Can I ask you a question, Afghan?
Yeah, please, it's not related to respect, is it?
Shit.
Huh?
No, just I
Okay,
want to
go on.
ask a general question.
Yeah.
What do you get out of trolling people?
I'm not. I swear. Look, obviously, I'm agnostic, so I can't swear to God for you. But I can promise you, I'm not big.
She means in general. She means in general. What do trolls get out of it in general?
Well, I like. Babe, the only time I enjoyed trolling was Wendy. You've heard of Wendy Wu?
Yeah.
What
And basically, she basically was mocking people from the third world. So I kind of used reverse psychology and highlighted some British Army crimes that have happened, and it forced her to make 2 videos about me for like 4 hours.
Right.
But to be honest, it's like people who troll me, I'll troll them back, isn't it? So if you talk sensibly,
How is your world mentality?
What do you get out of doing it though? What does it do for you?
oh, it's like a mind game, isn't it? It's like you learn about the other person's mentality, their weaknesses, what makes them upset. So it's more of a psychological warfare.
You knowing you've upset somebody.
No, I always apologize.
Oh, right.
But at the moment, I don't have any current. I've apologized to most people. I just want to stick with intellectual debates. I'm not
Afghan,
really
stop
waiting.
sticking things up your bum, mate. You little
Yeah.
fucker.
See,
What'd you get out of trying to be me? Is that how much you hate yourself?
Try to be you.
Yeah, what's with the fake account, you little cunt?
It's not me.
This is Jedi show. I don't want to ruin it, but fuck off.
Please don't ruin it.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay,
no.
I'll forgive him. But anyway, so
So
yeah,
what
I
you're
love
saying
you too.
what you're saying is that you've turned a new leaf now,
Yeah, I can't be bothered, man.
and you've put the trolling behind you, or you're trying to at least.
Well, yesterday, me and Scattered Minds, Jedi, you were a witness. We had a sensible discussion with Black Van Man. It was all factual, all reference, quoted.
Can I ask a question, Afghan?
Wait.
Please no, Carnito. Please no.
This could
No,
be
but it's not threatening. It's not threatening.
The people could feel that you're putting a mask on. And
My question is,
wait a sec, Khan.
does the use of StreamYards reduce
I
trolling?
don't know about no wait a sec, you know. You don't know about no wait a sec.
Because ever since everyone switched to StreamYards, I think there's less trolling been going on, because that hangout was rife with trolling.
Yeah, because on stream you've got more control. You can add and remove people, whereas Hangouts, that people just used to show up.
No, I left Hangouts like a month ago for this purpose.
But people, how do we have any evidence? How does the people have evidence that you're not? Because it doesn't seem like you admit to doing the trolling. You say that it's a fake account.
Oh, it's definitely what's happened is, right, people are basically sponging off my bad reputation, so they're making even fake accounts of myself, of my dead brother, the cop,
Why what have you done to upset them?
He brings it on himself, man. What's he talking about, bro?
No
Yeah,
offense,
man's making fake accounts of Real's dead sister, bro.
Which me?
You're crying about people making accounts about you. Shut up, lad.
Can I actually defend myself, Jeff? It's not Seth as a show. Yeah.
Fuck off. Fuck off. This ain't Real Maggie show either. You can't.
All right, guys.
You lot killing it, man. Come on, man. Like, I mean, this conversation is coming to an end.
Anyway,
if we want to have a little 10 minutes of freestyling and talking about whatever you want, that's cool by me. I intend to end the show in that 10 minutes.
Awesome.
So yeah, man. So yeah, let's chat, man. Go for it. Say what you want to say.
So I would just want to ask this dude. So you don't admit to your trolling. So how does the people know? You say it's a fake account.
Yeah, but what purpose would I? What kind of purpose would I be achieving if I use?
So do you admit? To some of your trolling then? So
my trolling is verbal.
Did you do the thing about Real Sister?
You know the real sister thing, right? Me and Real sorted that out like 2-3 months ago, right?
No,
I'll never do that again. I'll never do that again.
No,
All
so
I did was
you did do that then.
what I did was I made a username with his face saying Real's dead sister to piss him off, right? But Nasser, you are a jihadi, okay? So shut up, mate. Anyway,
go on.
So basically, I approached him. We spoke privately, and I apologized. I apologized to him publicly for all the stress he went.
I'm not interested in all of that. That's fine. So you do admit. So do you admit to some? Have you contacted the people privately? That's what you do, and apologize about your trolling.
Yeah. But that was the only incident where I made an account because he kept blocking me.
To be fair, Afghan contacted me privately and apologized. He just didn't want to do it publicly. He wanted to keep it private. So he does apologize, but on his own terms.
He does. He apologized to me as well the other day for talking about my kids. So
man's like has the time of the month, bro. Every once a month he does this apologetic shit.
Can I respond to this Jamiat Islami jihadi, please?
Basically,
can I respond
for someone to just get blocked off the chat and to make it account of someone.
Sir Faz, can I speak? Sir Faz.
It shows the morality in it. It shows what kind of human being they are.
Okay, can I respond? Can I respond to this?
Apologetic speech, please. Yeah, I'm gonna mute up.
Can I respond to this guy, please? Can I respond to this guy? You know, people really judge me for my character, but no one looks at Nasser, a man who's supposed to be a social worker helping the youth, but he wants to make up streams doxing my wife, saying I should be stabbed in my ribs.
Doxing your wife, stabbing.
That's what you did. That's what you did. They took the stream down, Sir Faz's show. You came on Sir Faz's show. You came. Look, he's not letting me talk.
Yeah, can you just let him talk and then you can.
Sir Faz made a stream, right? This is the wonderful Sir Faz about Afghan. Afghan's been doxxed. On that stream, they were saying that they have video footage of my wife going to work, that they're going to distribute it amongst the brothers to bring harm to this murtad who's not a Muslim. And Nasser came on that stream because I listened to that stream. Look, he's not. This is the sign of a hypocrite. He came on the. Sir Faz said, "I'm a bit scared to dox his address live on the stream." This social worker, this teacher, comes on the stream and says, Sir Faz, use my stream, bruv. Let's dox his whole family and his kids on my stream. Come on, do it on my stream. And on his stream, they were discussing... What's with the voice? No, they were discussing... Okay, here we go again, man.
Let him finish. Just let him finish.
So on Nasser's stream, right, you can even ask Raj this. Raj has recorded it. He says he's recorded it, but they were discussing ways of stabbing me, sir, by this wife, up the rib or lower rib, where he won't die, but he will be in pain. And this is the teacher who is guiding children for the next generation.
You finished it?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Can he respond now? Can he?
Yeah, I want to respond to that, innit? All right, what I'm gonna do, I'll ask Sir Faz to load up that stream about Afghan, innit? Because it said something about Afghan and exposing Afghan. So I'll get Sir Faz to try put that stream back up or something, innit? Not at any point when I was in that conversation did anyone talk about knives and ribs and any sort of stupid like that. Nor did anyone speak about someone's innocent wife. So this guy Afghan again has come here and talk some bullshit. And unless you've got the evidence or you can show some sort of proof, Afghan, a lot of people will. I think they won't believe me than you, because you're a blatant liar. You're a blatant.
Yeah, no one will ever believe Afghan.
What you do, Afghan, you sit at home with nothing to do, whereas I go to college and I'm being a teacher, so I have a lot more credibility than you, bro. And what you need to do is fix up your own ways before you start trying to talk shit about others, man. And by all means, I've blocked all your accounts. Stop trying to make fake accounts of me. You made one with me with my picture before. You made another one with my ninja picture before, and you've also made one with my voicing the people picture. So please stop it. Get on with your life. I do not want to interact with you at all, Mr. Afghan. Do you understand that?
Okay, can I respond now, please?
Oh.
Firstly, Nasser, Nisar, or whatever you call yourself, send us. Why did Sir Faz take the stream down?
You can call me Afghan's dad if you like.
Yeah, Afghan. Why don't we talk about the East Pakistan Army? That's your dad, isn't it? But anyway,
did you want to respond?
Yeah,
You asshole?
Pakistani soldiers, your father. But anyway,
Right,
don't bring
you
my
lot,
father
you
into
lot,
it.
you lot, man, you lot, man. Come on, man.
But Jedi, Jedi, you know, I don't want to get you involved. But
No,
let Sir
don't,
Faz
please
send you that stream that he took off
No, I'm
straight
alright.
away
I'm
because
alright.
exactly. So Sir Faz took that stream straight off the minute the stream ended. He deleted it, right? On that stream, they were discussing harming my family with their little coded language. They were bigging the terrorist Bob, the terrorist hacker Abu Jimmy. They pretended as if these guys have infiltrated my
Hold on,
address.
Afghan. I don't care about
Oh, here we
anyone
go
else.
again,
Can you
man.
talk about?
Here we
Can you
go.
talk about what I said?
This is not the whole.
Because there's nobody
let
else-
him.
There's nobody talking about Bob and all of that, bro. I'm here to
Jedi.
fight for Bob and them, bro.
I've come to a decision.
Oh, thank you, Jedi.
And my decision is
Such an ass licker.
like honestly, I'd prefer that for you to keep this type of beef and stuff just away from me. Like, and I'm saying
Thank you.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. I'm sorry for bringing it on your show, bro. And this guy shouldn't have made a fake account of me trying to say big up Afghan.
Stop
innit?
being a girl over the account. You're a grown ass man. Okay.
Go suck the dick, but you ain't got one yourself, you cunt. Anyway,
Oh, I have one. I am a child.
People
Thank you, guys. I think I'm just gonna give you both a rest. But thank you both for coming in, and you both did add some quality contributions. It's a shame that it went this way at the end of it. But yeah, man, and you know me, Mr. Not too many long streams, not too long streams. I ain't trying to do like a 1,000,000-hour stream so that people can watch back and enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? I will be back later on in the day. Please hit that like button. Let me see what the likes are saying. Hit up the like button, man. Let's get this to over 100, please, family. You see. Yeah, man. And you know what? Like I said, 2020, like, you know, we all get conflict. We all have people that we don't get along with. But sometimes, like, it's better to just kind of, I don't know, man. It's better just to just ignore the people that you don't get on with rather than, like, bumping heads with them. But I really hope that everyone has a great Monday. I want everyone to have a good Monday. All right.
Oh, mate, I'm outside. The sun's shining.
Yeah,
what's
lovely.
going on, man?
You know what I mean?
Nice today.
Come on,
Nice.
family. Mill's voice. So yeah, man. Like, I just want to encourage like a good vibration, and hopefully be a source of that good vibration. Now I can get down and dirty with the rest of them. You know what I mean? I've got a foul mouth and even fouler mind, but I'm trying to step in a better direction and encourage a little bit more positivity on my channel. I don't want it to descend into like Jeremy Carr. Like, I don't need that. Not every day anyway. Some days, but not now. Big up to everybody that's been participating in the chat, everyone that comes through. Like, regardless of if I do another live today, I will be here 9 o'clock in the morning doing the Trill News Review. So come join me for that at the very least, and start your day right. It's always good vibes, no matter what we're discussing. It's always good vibes and positivity. And you know, I don't know what to say. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Subscribers, let me get you lot to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'm sure most of you gotta be new to the channel. Subscribe, hit the like button. It'd be good to like get my subscribers over 1,000 by the end of the month. We are on the 20th, so like in 10 days, if I could make it happen, that would be good. If not, then you know, is what it is, man. But yeah, I'm about to step out, jump in the shower, step out. I've got some things to handle. I've got a lot of work to do, and then I'm gonna come back. I think like early evening, late afternoon. I'll be back if possible. If not early evening, I look to jump back on and do something. You know, there's a lot of people live streaming right now. The live streaming community is growing. I want to big up to everybody out there that's coming up with good content. Yeah, man, all the content creators, all the independent content creators, go support them, man. Don't just fuck with me, fuck with other people. I'm not going to give you a list of names because there's many people that live stream. But yeah, man, go and big them up. Go and show your support. And just let's keep growing this YouTube community. UK live streamers, we've got US live streamers, anybody from Canada, anyone from other parts of America, anyone from the Caribbean, anyone from Asia, anyone from Africa. Where you lot at, man? The Australian live streamers, where you lot at? Like, you know what I mean? Send me a link. I'll come jump on your panel. Let's cross stream. Let's get to know each other. Let's build this YouTube live streaming thing, innit? Yeah. There's enough viewers and enough people, subscribers for everyone to enjoy, and actually for it to be quite lucrative if we all, you know, make the effort. So yeah, I'll be supporting other people. I'll be supporting other streams as much as I can.
Yeah, big up man like Born Rich.
Come on.
Out there, stateside.
Jeez.
Big up I Love Soil. Jeez. All them Yankees.
Big up all the Yanks. Big up Ashley. Big up Jen Wallace. Big up Rod. There's loads more, but I don't, you know what I mean? Big up Kay from Australia. Big up O. The New Zealand crew. Who else?
All right.
Anyone else? And yeah, Blue Lion. He's Canadian, isn't it? Blue Lion. And anyone else, man? Any of you international folks? But definitely want to give a shout out to the UK for supporting everyone in the UK, London, and around the surrounding cities, Britain, Ireland. You know, yeah. Let's keep building and let's keep enjoying good conversation and catching some jokes. Who are ya? Who are ya? Man like Rob Beats. Yeah, big up Chemo. How am I forgetting Chemo, man? Big up Chemo as well. Definitely big up Chemo. One of the original G's still. Yeah, and hit the links in my description. Because I've got enough links in the description. Hit them up. Make sure you've linked all of them. Donate to the PayPal. You know what I mean? Show a little bit of love. We sit here and we do hours of work, and you know what I mean? It's independent. So really and truly, for me to be able to create content, I'm relying on kind folks to drop a little donation to make it worth my while sitting in front of a computer. And if you think that it's been an enjoyable show and it was worth it, just drop a couple pounds. It ain't that a major. Drop a couple pounds. It all helps to keep the electric on, the internet on, and yeah, that's about it. What else can we say? Big up to all the panelists that came through, giving their opinions, very much valued. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, man. That's it. We're gone. Peace, love, unity, all that good stuff. And you know, like I always say at the end of most shows now, I let you know, and I want to just remind you that at the end of the game, the king and the pawn go back in the same box. Big up yourself. Black.